If there's anybody in the chat right now. I don't stream. Streaming is not my thing. I really hope you can hear me. The music sounds really loud. So let me just turn that down a smidge. Hi, Bertus. How are you? Awesome. I'm glad you can hear me. Like I said, I don't stream. I don't know anything about streaming. It's not my ish, but I've been waiting all freaking day to play this. I'm sorry the music is a bit loud. I hope it's better. I want you to hear my dulcet voice. Okay, so if you don't know anything about this game, great, because neither do I. Not really. I've tried to stay spoiler-free, but I'm so freaking excited, so I'm just jumping right into it. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves in the chat. I will be watching. I will be hearing. Oh, okay, choose your clan. Oh my god. All right, so we can do Bruja, the rabble rebel against power and rage against authority. It's 2 againsts in 1 sentence. A seemingly insignificant man with significant ideas will join their ranks tonight. Or it could be a Ventrue. The aristocratic blue bloods embody wealth, sovereignty, and control. A top-level corporate executive will join their ranks tonight. The divas, the Toreador, the divas seek thrills of art, romance, and cruelty amid stagnant underneath. I'm glad you're excited, Bertrus. I don't know what I want. I kind of want to be a Ventrue just because I'm really digging her look. Like, she's looking at me, she's talking to me, I feel it. I'm not a huge Ventrue fan. Ventrues aren't my people, but I'm going for it. My name is Huddy. Oh god, I'm so excited. I'm dying. She does look fine. New York taught me to believe in fate. I don't know what voice to do. Had you asked me about fate back when I was human, I would have told you it's just superstitious bullshit, that we are all designers of our own destinies. That belief shattered when the richest woman in the United States, the actual richest one, not a face you could have seen in the papers, of course, sank her teeth deep into my neck. It happened in the very same place you're standing in right now, by the way. Fate, you decide. I will decide. That's the point of this game. Please, there's absolutely no need to be hostile. Just listen for a little longer. I'm not hostile. I'm cool as a cucumber. You see, my mistake was I flew too close to the sun, like Icarus. It makes sense that my punishment was to never see its glow again. I was incandescent myself. I was hot shit. I had it all. Money, looks, confidence, connections, men, women, a career, and a spark in the eye, the one you need to be born with. And that's when someone far more powerful than me saw my radiance and thought, that won't do. She robbed me of the light erupting from within me and gave me a subtle, enduring gleam in its place. She decided it would fit me much better. She was a 9th generation kindred just like you. Oh, I'm 9th generation? Thank you. An apex predator. I was thinking 14th, to be honest. She probably enjoyed showing me a peak of human excellence, my real place in the food chain. It's such an eyesore when you look at some loudmouth braggart and see them for all they really are. The temptation to teach them a lesson can be unbearable, right? Well, my sire's lesson was a lesson about fate, a message saying, you're eternally doomed to being at the mercy of your sovereigns. It almost drove me to destroy myself. What saved me was the ability to reinterpret her teachings. Hers wasn't a message of doom, it was a message of hope. Fate exists, and one can shape it if given the right tools. Excuse me, I cleared my throat. My sire didn't believe my tools were fitting for the job. She considered them toys, and me, just her amusing subject. Well, she's deader than dead now, and I'm still here, standing right where she stood when we first met. You might have wondered how I've learned about your arrival to JFK Airport. I love that it's in New York. My answer is, of course, destiny. As luck would have it, today happened to be a day some of my associates were inspecting the coffins. Driving you here straight from the plane and having you wake up in such an unfamiliar place was a little desperate, and I do apologize for it. But it is so rare for you to visit New York 3 times in the last 15 years, was it? And you're never eager to inform me you're here. I understand you still have that meeting on 53rd Street later tonight, so I'll provide a comfortable transport. I value our relationship very much, don't get that wrong. Who are you? But it is precisely because I value it that I'm going to ask you to repay the favor you owe me. You're the only one I trust to do the job well and without attracting attention. You might think I'm crazy, asking you to breach the rules of our society like this. Oh, you might think you won't get away with it unpunished. But this is New York, and I don't know about other cities, but in this one, fate really exists. 9th generation is pretty powerful. 3 generations, I know, that's why I'm so surprised it's 9th. I figured we would start, maybe 12th to 14th, or a thin blood at least. Maybe there would be some diablerie in here, I don't really know, but I'm really happy with 9th. And right now, it's smiling in your favor. Awesome. I hit continue. What's happening? Okay, here we go. The beginning, your introduction to the world of darkness begins now. I don't know how much of an introduction I need, but okay. This is how it begins. Your phone rings. It's your boss again. This does sound interesting as hell, I agree. The setting sun that filled your high-rise office an hour ago is gone. The city looks like an ocean of light from up here. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna keep having to clear my throat. Spreading for miles to the north. You pick up. You're about to call it a day, forget about the world of fintech, and decompress at home. No dice. One of the investors wants to meet you. His voice, as always, the perfect mix of authority and sleaze. He'll come by your office in an hour. You look at the clock. An hour? He's got to be kidding. Yeah, I know, but stick around. He's a heavyweight. You'll want to make a good impression. Fine. You grit your teeth a little. The boss hangs up. 2 hours. Might as well pour another coffee into yourself and figure out how best to use this to your advantage. Okay. Coffee. So we're human, yes? You suspect everyone knows that no, you're actually not happy with your current position, that in fact you feel squished against the glass ceiling that comes with the territory. Sure, your idiot superior might have gotten the job only because he's the CEO's golfing buddy, but you're going to put an unholy amount of work into your advancement. Times were you'd laugh off the idea of staying at the office until 9 p.m. You had a partner to go home to, the nightly Netflix and chill ritual to perform, complete with pizza or Chinese takeout. As an American, and a person who misses this so much, American Chinese food, which sounds totally ridiculous, is so good. And I live in Germany. German Chinese food is terrible. Ever since you moved up the ladder, though, your hours have only gotten longer. Food, mostly at the company cafeteria, sometimes takeout, always in a rush. You praise the heavens for your crazy metabolism and dread the day it finally decides to give up. Rest, it'll happen like when you're 30. Rest at this point, the cleaning lady who takes care of your apartment probably spends more time in your bedroom than you do. This is sad. You flash back to your boss quoting Shakespeare to impress his new, extremely attractive and uncomfortably young secretary. For some must watch while some must sleep, so runs the world away. What do you mean by interesting, Bertrus? What does interesting Chinese food mean? Because here in Germany, Chinese food is just gross. It tastes gross. Drinks, mostly with colleagues, and they all pretty much hate you at this point. Another flashback, this time to the most profitable quarter in the company's history. Still, the board decides that layoffs were in order. Your boss didn't feel like letting people know in person, so he passed that privilege on to you. How nice. Gotta hand it to him, he always knew how to pick his battles. But maybe, just maybe, tonight is the night it's all gonna change. Greasy. Oh, gross. Greasy Chinese food, gross. You decide to play the good looks angle, nothing too slutty. You leave your blouse slightly unbuttoned, check if your ass looks as good as you remembered in your pencil skirt. Mirror says yes. Okay, I'm a little bit full of myself. It's not something you're proud of, but you've become too jaded to care. Knowing your luck, the investor is going to be one of two types: a self-obsessed Musk, like as an Elon Musk, wannabe in his 20s, or a fat old pervert drenched in cologne. Those are the only two extremes, huh? You hear the elevator ding. Time to get this show on the road. You take one final look in the mirror and fix your hair as the footsteps echo across the empty hallway. By the way, if there's any background noise that you hear, it's my dog is in his crate eating a Kong I shoved full of bananas and peanut butter and yogurt and stuff. The man who approaches your office is not what you expected. He's slick, to be sure, but he seems a bit more refined than your usual company man. Expensive suit, matching tie and shirt, confident in his stride. Surprisingly good-looking. Okay. Ooh, hello. Yeah, I am going to be a Ventrue. So, like I said, Ventrue are not my people. I am a Nosferatu. I am a sewer rat for unlife. So, I just got to get used to, being full of myself, I guess. Good evening. I hope this unforeseen visit isn't too much of an inconvenience. I don't want to really do an accent. God, that voice, and you're taken aback by how smooth and strong it is, and his eyes steel blue, cold, intense. He's all business, professional, treats you in a manner that looks appropriate to your stature. When he speaks, he actually looks you in the eye and not at your cleavage. He asks some questions about your work, tells you, hang on a second, tells you how he noticed your input after talking to the CEO, another golfing buddy, and comes charmingly close to calling your boss an incompetent doofus. All the while, you try to guess his accent but can't quite place it. European, sure, but where from? I can do a convincing German accent. My stupid, dumb thingy is not working properly. Oh man. My thingy where I keep track of the comments is not working properly. I don't want to do a German accent. I feel like it'd be inappropriate. I know I've kept you long enough, but would you indulge me and join me for a drink? Of course. For a minute there, it seemed like he wasn't that kind of guy. Sorry, I don't know if my internet got knocked out or not. That's why I'm checking. So I apologize that I'm silent for a moment. This is why I don't stream, because it's like so much bad stuff happens all the time. In the 3 times I've tried to stream, it never goes well. Okay. I think everything's fine. I'm not really sure. But what the hell, you go with it. He seems nice enough. Besides, it's not like you have other plans. Plus, he has a German accent. The investor has a limo waiting downstairs, and the driver takes you to a high-end restaurant in Williamsburg. A seat is waiting for you in the deluxe lounge. It's just the 2 of you. Yeah, I have terrible internet, Bertrus. Absolutely god-awful internet. You talk about this and that. Your companion seems to have a knack for history. Oh my god, so do I. So tell me, what would you do if you had a full control of the company? You almost choke on your wine. This is your chance. You say what's been on your mind for months and hide it behind a veneer of professional corpo babble. That's a weird word. Refocusing, listening to your instincts for once, restructuring, kicking out your boss, aggressively pursuing new markets, getting the hell away from all of these horrible people. He likes the sound of that. He leans forward. His eyes flash with intensity and something else. A strange emotion that wasn't there before. You'll do just fine. His words echo inside your head as you black out. Oh, yes. You wake up, God only knows how much later. As you try to piece together what happened, you hear a familiar voice, the investor, or whoever the hell he is, talking to someone. You suddenly recall snippets, fragmented memories, his sapphire eyes intently locked with yours, his teeth suddenly longer and sharper. And something else. A feeling on your neck that takes you back to your last orgasm, my goodness. A company trip to Florida, a sweaty room, the cutie from HR who doesn't work there anymore, and then darkness. Yes, I am done here. Consider my debt paid. The investor pushes the other figure aside and walks away from the lounge, barely bothering to look at you. The door locks behind him. Some time passes before you find the strength to get up from the couch. You touch your lips. Blood. Did that asshole hit you? I doubt it. You try to stand up, but your head is pounding and your stomach is like a heavy knot, pulling you down. You didn't have that much to drink. He must have spiked your wine. This is bad. Bye, Bertrus. Thank you for joining my stream. That was really nice of you. You frantically check your clothes. Pristine. Doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden, a feeling hits you unlike anything else you've ever felt before. You fall to the floor, writhing in an all-encompassing pain and hunger. Oh, yes. I'm a Ventrue now, obviously. The kind that makes your insides burn, that cannot be denied. You try to calm yourself down with a breathing exercise they taught you at some bullshit mindfulness course. That's when it hits you. You're not breathing. And holy shit, should your heart be jumping out of your chest with that realization. But it's not moving, not even a beat. Oh, clear my throat 800 times. The door unlocks. You hear a startled voice. A young man in a waiter's outfit, his accent thick with an Eastern European harshness, leans over and asks if you are all right. For a brief moment, you wonder what the hell he's doing here. Everything is wrong. Then his smell reaches your nostrils. Ooh, does he smell delicious? It's intoxicating. Everything feels right again. He holds out his arm to help you stand up. You grab it, firmly, with both hands, and then you bite down. You sink your teeth right next to the old-school pinup tattoo of Rita Hayworth on his forearm. Classic. Excellent choice. It takes you a moment to process what you're doing. A part of you wants to break away, but a stronger voice implores you to keep drinking. One thing becomes clear, you are definitely enjoying this. Of course I am. Blood is delicious. He only struggles a little and quickly falls to his knees. You can see his eyes now, pale blue and confused. You only bring yourself to let him go once he collapses onto the floor. Your bite leaves a mess of his forearm. Poor Rita. That's an excellent Rita Hayworth tattoo. Oh my god. All bloodied, missing half her face. Did you just drink this guy's blood? Oh, sorry. Ellipses. You spit out a piece of torn flesh. That's a why. Where? What was in that fucking wine? Barely able to... Ooh, I got an achievement. The managerial call. Barely able to focus, your heart and your lungs still motionless, you reach for your phone and dial 911. 911 operator, what's your emergency? Oh, I get to pick stuff now. I don't know. I don't want to say I killed somebody. I'm going to say I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Oh, look at me. I look so corporate. I love it. Ma'am, where are you right now? The door to the lounge swings open. The man who enters is not the one that brought you here, though there are similarities. He's tall for one, broad-shouldered, handsome, dressed in an immaculate suit. But his skin is darker, and the look on his face tells you he is not here to negotiate a deal. He notices the smartphone in your hand. Pass me the phone if you want to live. The man's voice is persuasive, calm, but carrying clear threat. He's got the aura of a viciously efficient corporate shark. You find it hard to argue with him. I don't want to. Ma'am, hello? I apologize for wasting your time. My new colleague got drunk and is now trying to impress everyone with her antics. Good night. He disconnects the call and places your phone in his pocket. For whatever reason, you can barely take your eyes off the stranger. As hypnotizing as his presence is, though, it is also highly discomforting. Good evening, miss. I'm here to pick you up. Pick me up? Pick me, oh yeah, stupid. Pick me up? Did I stutter? I just did. The stranger approaches the waiter and examines his body. Critical condition, but he might live. Anyway. He then sets his sights on you. I know this is all new to you, but I've dealt with hundreds of strays like you, and going by experience, they tend to fall into two categories. First, there are the smart ones who carefully obey my every word and don't try to pull off anything stupid. I always get them where they need to be, safe and sound. And then there are the dumb ones. The punks who thought they could take me on. The wise guys who tried to contact somebody secretly and without permission. The troublemakers who tried to run off or make a scene. None of them got to their destination in one piece. In fact, Most of them never reach their destination at all. His voice becomes slightly bored and monotone. You can tell he's given this speech before, likely dozens of times. So you see, while I generally consider myself pretty smart, I'm also a Mets fan. It's my one true weakness, one that inspired me to come up with a 3-strike system when dealing with pups like you. If you get on my nerves once or twice, well, I understand. Not all of us perform well in stressful situations. But cross me 3 times and you're out. No excuses, no forgiveness, no mercy. As he's talking, he slowly approaches you, adding a bit of theatrical swagger to his walk. Eventually, he leans in, deliberately invading your personal space. You realize it's a test. He's daring you to do something about it. 3 strikes, and you're out. Say, "I understand, sir." Now. Oh, I don't like this. Every atom of your being screams for you to obey his authority. Oh my god. I do sort of want to say this one, but I will say, "I understand, sir." Oh, but I don't like this at all. I understand, sir. Stick to that tone, and you'll do just fine. Moving on. Is there anyone you'd want to inform of your current situation? Tell them you're all right. He flashes his fangs briefly, and for some reason, the sight sends a chill down your spine. There is something very wrong about him. Someone closest to you? My boss? I'd rather not answer. I'd prefer not to tell you. You realize you have 2 honest answers at hand, and vocalizing either would make you feel ashamed. Yeah, it's either no one or my boss, right? I'm afraid that won't do. Isn't it my business if I want to inform someone or not? No, it is also my business. I asked you a question and you didn't answer. That's a strike. Damn! My boss. My boss, I suppose. Gave me a strike. The stranger squints at you. Forgive me, but am I to assume your relationship is more than professional? You immediately give him a piercing glare. No, God, no. Me and that pig? Don't be ridiculous. Ugh. You said he was the closest person to you. You asked me if I have anyone I'd like to tell I'm all right. The answer is yes, people at my office. I don't want to lose my job, so I prefer to let them know I didn't just go off on a bender. No family, no lover, no friends. Your blank stare tells him the whole story. He immediately stops prying and gives you something worse than a look of pity, a look of honest compassion. Ugh, okay. Well, that makes things simpler. But let me be crystal clear, just in case. From this point on, you are subject to different laws than the ones you grew up under, and you'll be watched by many eyes to ensure these laws are respected. You are forbidden from letting anyone know you're still alive. You are forbidden from showing your face anywhere they know you. If anyone comes looking for you, it's over for both you and them. That practice tone again. You put on your poker face and listen in silence. So unless you want your boss to end up at the bottom of the Hudson, I'd suggest you cooperate. Don't tempt me. He smiles, revealing his fangs again. There's something absolutely sickening about it. Suddenly you feel overwhelmed by a sense of exhaustion. You pass out. When you regain your senses, you find yourself in the stranger's arms. The man is holding you as you would a spouse who's had a little too much to drink. You try to break free, but when he holds you close and gives you a cautioning look. Only when you cease your struggling does he let you go. Only now do you notice the change in scenery. You find yourself in a fancy lobby right next to the elevator. The place is virtually empty save for a single concierge and some cleaning staff. Your companion gestures at the concierge as you pass and he picks up the phone. Ooh, ding! The elevator arrives, the door opens, and the man motions towards the cabin. After you. I'm gonna scream! I don't want another strike, alright? This guy means business. I'm mad I already have one. So I'll say, where are we going? Hopefully he won't get mad about that. To a safe place. That's all you need to know. Trust me, you don't want to make this difficult. Just get in. I don't. Call for help. Demand to be just step beside the elevator. I don't want to make him mad. Going against your instincts, you enter the cabin. Smooth jazz is playing over the speakers as the elevator starts its descent. You are dazed, panicky, but somehow locked in place. On the one hand, you find the stranger's presence oddly soothing. On the other, you can feel your body tensing up with stress. You can't help but think back to the young waiter, the doe-eyed look on his face, the confused look he gave you just before. Hi, Ethan. Yes, I'm streaming. This is a brand new Vampire the Masquerade game that came out 29 minutes ago. And I'm waiting all day to buy it. So I'm streaming it because I'll have no time to record it and get an episode out. So I just wanted to stream it because I've been dying to play it. And just in case you missed it, I don't know if you're going to watch, but basically you're becoming a vampire. I chose the clan Ventrue, who are kind of like, it's complicated. They're kind of like the royalty of vampires, at least in their own minds. And I've just become a vampire, and I'm sort of being whisked away to learn the ropes, so to speak. No, it's better not to think about it. Plus, you have other things to worry about, like the fact that you're being kidnapped. Well, I'm glad you'll hang out, Ethan. It's nice to see you. The cabin door opens to the same garage you arrived at with the investors some hours ago. Ah, there's somebody walking over there. The man shows you a black Cadillac Escalade. Oh. Is he a rapper? I know what you're thinking. Getting into a car with some strange man, boy, sure seems like a dumb idea. Maybe I can make a run for it. I might be able to lose him. Now, I don't think that because you're scary. So let me be perfectly clear. Your best bet is to get in, relax, and enjoy the ride. I have money. I'll just ask about the waiter. Do you think that waiter upstairs, is he going to be all right? Yes. You look him in the eyes and can immediately tell he's lying. No more questions. Get in the car, please. Get in the car. I'm not going to run. He'll hurt me. It seems like the worst idea ever, but the man's made it very clear that you have no choice in the matter. Yeah, he says I have 3 strikes and I'm out, and I accidentally already got a strike in like 5 seconds of talking to him. That is my character. I am the woman with the short cut hair. He said no more questions, but I don't have a choice except saying I've got friends. But I don't because I already told him I don't. I'll just ask what his name is. That seems innocuous enough. Can I at least know your name? My throat. You'll know it when the time is right. Okay, thanks. He takes a glance at his expensive-looking watch. Listen, you really need to quit stalling. We're on a bit of a schedule here. The sun comes up in about 2 hours, and I don't intend to be here when it does. The sun? Question mark. Schedule? Oh, it's a schedule. Schedule? What schedule? The kind that keeps you alive to see another night. He opens the car door and gestures towards it. You see no point in delaying the inevitable, so you get in. I thought I already got in. The door locks behind you. The Cadillac is almost entirely dark. The side windows seem light-proof. The man gets into the driver's seat, starts the engine, and drives away without another word. How am I alive? Did I die? That seems like a good question. Depends on your definition of death. Am I sitting in the back seat? Listen, I realize you have many questions. Sorry. I'm still recovering from a cold. Tomorrow you will get some answers, but tonight you need to do what I say, and right now I need some quiet, please. So shut up. You feel too confused to protest. You stay silent for the rest of the ride, even as more questions bubble to the surface. One of them being, did you actually kill someone tonight? Staring out the window, you find it hard to focus and quickly lose track of where you're headed. You can only tell that you haven't left Manhattan. Another underground parking, almost featureless, empty. The car stops and the man opens the door for you. We're here. Yeah, I had bronchitis, and then after I was done having bronchitis, I caught another cold, so I'm real lucky this winter. The stranger walks you to a nearby door. He opens it and motions at you to get in. Go on in. Make yourself comfortable. If you get hungry, again, take a look in the fridge. Ooh, blood packs, yummy. I'll pick you up tomorrow and you'll get your answers. Behind the door is a small room. No windows, just a simple bed and a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling. A small fridge is humming away in the corner, accompanied by a rattling AC fan in the wall. You're leaving me here? I'll ask where he's going. And where are you going? I have to make some arrangements. For tomorrow, of course. Look, this room is your best chance of seeing another night. I realize you've been put in a problematic situation, and it's not entirely your fault. Cooperate and you might still make it. I want to. You will learn more tomorrow. For the time being, get in and get cozy. He gestures inside the room. Go in the room. I'm not that obstinate. I don't know anyone who is. You step inside, the stranger nods. Good night. I hope he's a romanceable character because he's like kind of scary and I'm like, that's kind of hot. He locks the door behind you. It looks very sturdy. You open the fridge. Also, yeah, my dog will be chewing on a toy, so don't mind if you hear that. There's a single plastic bag there filled with red liquid, no label. Tomato soup? Really? You think it's tomato soup? You just bit into a guy's arm in the hotel. You feel sick to your stomach. Best to leave it for now. Yeah, he's kind of like scary, so I'm like, that's hot. I don't know what that says about me, and I don't want to think about it. You lie down on the bed. It's a simple mattress on a metal frame. At least it's not too filthy. Ugh. You think back to how this evening began. This investor, is he friends with the dark-skinned stranger who picked you up from the restaurant? What happens now? Unable to relax, you spend an hour or so playing out various scenarios in your head. Eventually, you decide to give in and let exhaustion take over. Whatever tomorrow brings, you'd rather face it well rested. Plus, there's no way in hell your boss isn't going to notice your absence tomorrow. That and maybe some of the restaurant staff will feel a pang of conscience. Nah, I don't know. Someone will notify the police, someone will find you, right? You flash back to the waiter's tattoo, the bloody Rita Hayworth winking at you over a pale mess of a wound. You did this. You bit him, drank his blood, and it tasted good. What if you can never go home again? Ooh, good. You are so tired. Your entire body tenses up one last time. Yeah, because the sun's coming up. And before you know it, you drift away into oblivion. You wake up. All right, that was quick. That in itself is a surprise. You barely remember when you drifted off. It didn't feel quite like sleep, more like plummeting into an endless void. You imagine that's how death feels like. The room is unchanged. The lamp is still on, the AC is still rattling, the refrigerator is still humming. You take a look at your watch. It's almost 9 p.m. You've slept for 17 hours straight. Me. Relatable. Maybe you died. Your breath is gone, and you feel no thumping in your chest. Does that qualify as dead if you're still conscious? You're not sure about that, but you are certain about one thing. You are hungry. It's not your stomach rumbling, though. It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and back of the head. You open the fridge. The bag is still there. You take a closer look at it. If it is soup, then its color and texture are off. You pull the cork out, take a whiff. You recognize the smell immediately. And maybe it's just gazpacho. Holy shit. There's no mistaking it. It's bagged blood. The smell is faint, and you remember some situations in the past where you found it nauseating, but now it's almost, no, not almost, it is enticing. Hey, Mellow Lou. I've only seen you in the Discord. Welcome to my stream, which I never do. Drink the blood. Why would I put it back? I'm a vampire now. I need to embrace it. I need to keep it pushing. It feels wrong, but right now there's barely anything in your life that doesn't. To hell with it. You pour a bit of the liquid into your mouth. Delicious. It tastes like shit. Oh, okay, it doesn't taste delicious. It's coppery thick and clings to your tongue and the inside of your mouth like a film of dirt. You swallow hard regardless. The taste is foul, but somehow you kind of want more of it. As you take a second sip, sucking the blood out of the bag, you feel something pull on your insides. You double over, you're going to barf. Is it bad? You instinctively cover your mouth, looking for a place to vomit. Before you find it, a dark red wave washes over your hands and fingers. It hits the floor. He's going to be mad, splattering in huge, thick drops. He's going to be mad we wasted the blood. You keep heaving for a moment longer. Nothing is coming out. Not blood, not bile, not even spit. But still something in your body wants to push it out. Push it all out, every last drop. Ugh. As you recover, trying to wipe droplets of regurgitated blood from your dress, you hear the lock click and see the door open. Standing there is the well-dressed stranger you met yesterday. It's going really good, Bellalooo. Thank you. Yeah, I never ever live stream. That's never a thing that I do. But this game came out just like 30 minutes ago, and I had to buy it and play it immediately, and I thought, why not stream it? Take the plunge. Immaculate suit again, that predatory look, like a hawk on a hunt, but somehow more relaxed tonight, so like a tamed hawk maybe. I really like him. Like, the more I see him, I'm like, yeah, I like him. Good evening. How was? He notices the spatter, your red hand, the sick look on your face. He barely contains a smirk. Oh, I'm sorry about your editor, Ethan. I hate when that happens. Mine crashed 4 times today. Oh, was the catering unable to satisfy your exquisite tastes? Apologies. Apologies with an S. Is that how you spell apologies? It is. I don't know what I'm talking about. Offer him a drink? That was foul. He's gonna be mad, but I'm gonna say that was foul. Because it was. It was terrible. Probably the worst thing I have ever tasted. Aren't we picky eaters? Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. This is the problem with me. Ventrue it doesn't click with me. But Ventures have like a really particular way that they feel about blood. Like, they'll find a certain niche of blood, even if it's just like, as horrible as it sounds, even if it's just like children or like certain aged young men and stuff, or like just single, like a person who's a single child, only child, whatever the word's called. So that's probably her issue that she's having. All right, so yeah, don't stop complaining. I know. Come on, we've got places to be. I should have some water and a towel in the back of the car so you can clean yourself up. I assume that that's what it is. Or maybe bagged blood is just totally gross. The car is humming in the empty parking lot just outside the door of the cramped room you have spent the day in. The man motions to it politely, but with a stern look on his face. Rush the stranger. Why? Hijack the car. Jesus Christ. Get inside the car. It's not like I have a choice, right? Correct, but your cooperation is appreciated nevertheless. I mean, I don't care how like sheltered you are, how much you don't like. You have to know you're a vampire, and why would you like run away from someone who obviously could teach you how to be a vampire? Not that you'd want to be a Ventrue. At least I wouldn't. You take the back seat again. The doors lock. The stranger takes the wheel and starts the car. You drive in silence for a while. From time to time, you keep trying to catch glimpses of familiar streets or landmarks through the blackened windows, but it's of little use. The car is also soundproof, so all you can hear is a bit of traffic humming in the car's engine. The driver doesn't say anything and seems focused on the road. You check the door handle. Yeah, the door is locked all right. The piece of dark glass separating you and the front of the car looks sturdy too. Oh, even has this like partitioned off. That's not nice. There is nothing left to do but wait. You didn't have time to think about it before, but you realize now that you're hungry? No, not exactly. It's not a rumbling stomach that grabs your attention. It's a need that starts if we said this already, are we having deja vu? It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and back of the head. Yep. You try to extract some information out of the man behind the wheel, but you realize you prefer to bask in the afterglow of your last meal. You wouldn't have expected it, but you spend the rest of the trip lost in your thoughts. A lot of them concern blood. It takes you another 20 or so minutes to get to your destination. As the door opens, you try to get your bearings. You're still in New York, that much is certain. Queens, maybe. After me. No sudden movements, please. You approach a nice-looking building that houses a 2-story gallery called the Art Hall. The 2 large men in suits flank the door on both sides, and they give your companion a nod as you approach. Prompted by the stranger guiding you, you walk inside. The gallery is full, which is unusual at this hour, to say the least. About 24 faces fill the showroom, and a number of waiters navigate the gathering, serving drinks. All of them are beneath the guests' attention. The visitors are well dressed for the most part, but it's unclear what they have gathered here for. Nobody seems to be particularly interested in the art pieces on the walls, and the atmosphere is polite, unnaturally so. Many guests turn to look at you and the stranger who brought you here. Their glances are varied. You see open contempt on a few faces, and animated interest on others. Most of the eyes in the room calmly observe you, as if wishing to appraise your worth. Like, yeah, part of the gallery. This reminds you of your company meetings. You, the only woman in the room, silently judged not on her merits, but her standing on the list, passed in clandestine email threads between your male coworkers, until HR found out, that is. Not the most pleasant experience, but there's no denying it taught you resilience. You go, girl. When others would cower, you now straighten up. When others would turn their gaze, you meet the eyes of the gallery's guests with confidence. Hello, the woman. Good evening, Kadir. I'm not sure if that's right, but that's what I'm going to say. And to you, child. Is Kadir a Ventrue, or is he Banu Hakim? I thought he was a Banu Hakim when I first saw him. The noble cold voice takes you out of your head and back to the situation at hand. The gallery, a crowd of strangers. You being brought here against your will. For what purpose? The room awaits your response. Yeah, I'll say good evening. I'm gonna say, what is this about? Care to tell me what this is all about first? Oh God, made him mad. It just makes me like you more, to be honest. Choose your words carefully. You are being addressed by the Prince of New York City, Helena Panhard, child of Michaela. That's just a bunch of names that don't mean anything to me. Thank you, my sheriff, oh, he's the sheriff. But I am capable of introducing myself. Besides, this fledgling has every right to be confused. She is somewhat plain-looking and doesn't seem to possess a great deal of charm, but still the entire room is intently focused on her voice. She has influence over these people, that much is clear. He does look like Jason Momoa from, oh my God, from Aquaman and Game of Thrones and stuff. Bye, Melolu. Thank you for stopping by. It was really nice. I don't know how to talk to people on stream because I never do this. You may address me as Prince, child. I realize your introduction into unlife was abrupt, and I understand your sire left shortly after. Yeah, he's a dick. Khal Drogo, right? The rules of our society dictate I punish you both for this transgression. Punish me? What did I do? A murmur of agreement, maybe, can be heard from the gathered audience. He made me into a vampire and left. How is that my fault? But I am willing to listen to what our loyal sheriff has to say about the circumstances of your embrace first. I will remain silent. Although I do want to say I don't understand, but I will remain silent. You decide it's best to stay silent and listen to the whole situation unfold. It feels like you're out of your depth here. Obviously. Shall we begin? You are about to be judged by the court of New York City. Kadir, please tell us how you found this fledgling and what happened on your way here. Court, Prince? Is this some kind of secret society make-believe? A trusted informant who has chosen to remain anonymous at this time tipped me off about a suspicious kindred appearing in one of our domains. Upon investigating, I found them gone, but this fledgling remained in their place. A reservation made in the private lounge of the patrician suggests this one's sire had plenty of resources to spend. However, they are apparently also well connected. I lost track of them. Despite some reservations, she offered little resistance last night and cooperated on our way to the safe house. I was pleased not to have to force her compliance. Me too. This game is on Steam, Skull Kid. It came out at 6 p.m. Central European Time, or 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those are the only two time zones I know by heart. I need to grab some water. I wonder if if I text my wife, who's in the other room, if she'll bring me some water. So don't mind me. So I shoot a quick text off to my wife. Opening the door to the safe house tonight, I was greeted by a most disturbing sight of her drenched in regurgitated blood. Apparently the bag supply we kept in the fridge was not to her liking. The remark elicits a contemptuous chuckle from one of the gathered guests as they note the remains of the blood on your skirt. Sorry, my wife. I need water. Bring me water. All this reading is killing me. Oh, God. It was not an elegant sight, but that hardly matters, I suppose. Moving on. Stupid of me not to bring myself water. We had a quick chat, but wishing to appear here post-haste, I urged her to join me, which she did without struggle. A pleasant departure from my usual routine, I must say. Am I interested in the Game Awards? Not really. And that's only because I don't know if I have a way to watch it, unless it's streamed online somewhere. I don't really get caught up into the hype of like, this game is good or this game is bad and this wins this award or not. I like to make my own decisions about games and why I like them. But I'll definitely, like, after the awards, check out who won and stuff. Just like I would if I watched the Emmys or the Oscars or whatever. But I assume you're watching it. I assume you're looking for more, Oh, is it on YouTube? Yeah, see, I don't even know. I'm terrible. I'm the worst at, like, social media. But I assume you'll be watching it to see if there's any more stuff dropped about The Last of Us 2, or am I wrong about that? During our drive here, she showed me her fangs, metaphorically speaking, posturing as if we were equals, insulting me when it didn't work. Oh, you watch it for game reveals? Yeah, that makes sense. I refrained from causing her physical harm, but I expect her ego might still be a bit bruised. What are you the same on, Skull Kid? On being terrible at social media or just checking out who won at the Game Awards the next day? He looks at you and flashes a nasty smile. Nasty dude. The story ends with us arriving at Elysium tonight. I can't talk. Oh my god. Water save me. Yeah, I'm the worst at social media. I put my Instagram in every video I make. I put my Twitter on my Instagram. I'm like semi-active on Twitter. But like I haven't posted on Instagram like maybe in 6 months because I can't be bothered. I don't go around taking selfies of myself. I could care less. So bad. Oh god. The struggles of being me. All eyes are on you again. You take a special interest in one of the faces. It's a beautiful woman with curly, almost blood-red hair and a dress to match. You see her whispering to some bespectacled man with an absent-minded look on his face. Who is she, you wonder? Thank you, Kadir. I take note of this fledgling's behavior and will take it into consideration later. I didn't even notice you put Instagram in your description, Ethan, honestly. I've never even bothered to look you up. Is that bad? She turns her attention to you. First, there is the matter of your sire, the person who brought you where Kadir picked you up from last night. Who were they? A handsome businessman. I don't want to say that. Sire? Let me ask you this first. Why do you keep using that word? Sire, what does it mean? Under regular circumstances, they would be your patron and the one responsible for your introduction into society. 3 times a year, that sounds like me. Things being what they are, however, I would very much like to know who they are. Indulge me. If you hear me go quiet, it's just because I'm checking on my dog. Like, I'm just looking over to make sure he's okay. I'm still at the phase, because he's a baby, where I'm like, oh my god, is he still breathing? You find it impossible to decline her final request. Something in her voice makes you want to please her, and you hear her speak. Oh, I want to please her. I'm sorry, I don't find her attractive, though. An entrepreneur, acquaintance of my boss, I think. Good-looking, pale blue eyes, and some gray in his hair. Charming, abusive, cold son of a bitch. I always get... Oh, we'll see you in a second, Skull Kid. I always get people asking me, you know... or friends of mine who post on Instagram, they're always like, oh, did you check out my Instagram? Did you like my Instagram post? Or even Facebook, like, oh, did you see what I posted on Facebook? And I'm like, no. I never go on. And they should know that because they never see me posting anything. They're just so full of themselves. You stop yourself from saying more, then realize there's really not much more to talk about. A nagging thought enters your mind. How did this prince persuade you with such ease? Well, Kadir, does that sound familiar? No, it does not. Or at least not familiar enough. I will continue the search after we're done here. Can I go now? She can really be petulant, which I find hysterical. I'll say what happens now. Oh, could tell him he talked to somebody at the restaurant, because he did. I hate Facebook. I haven't used it in years. That man, he talked to somebody at the restaurant before he left. I can't remember what was said, but he wasn't alone. Maybe that's a lead you can follow. Yeah, he said something like, my debt is paid or something like that. Did he now? That is interesting. I do hope the proprietor won't stay mad at us for losing one of his staff. Also, if anyone can tell me if they can see the overlay, I don't know how to set up streams, labs, and stuff. I meant to say this like an hour ago. But if you can see the overlay of stuff that I put up, I don't know how to make alerts work or anything. I don't know if I did them right, but let me know if you can actually see the overlay. Because I just have a chat open so I can read. It's almost like he knows the waiter's fate is still bothering you and takes pleasure in pointing it out. Oh, you can see it. That's excellent. I probably still didn't set it up right. I couldn't figure out how to get the chat window in there so that the chat would pop up on the screen. Thank you for that observation. I will investigate it later. Click. What shall I do with the fledgling, my prince? What is your recommendation, my sheriff? The traditions are clear. Thou shalt only sire another with the permission of thine elder. If thou createst another without thine elder's leave, both thou and thy progeny shall be slain. Let's not. Can we not slay me? I am ready to fulfill my duty. Please don't slay me. Stay your hand for just a moment longer, Kadir. I wish to consult my counsel on this. Make sure everyone is in agreement. Yeah, streaming is... I mean, I messed around with Streamlabs for like a whole hour before I came on here, and I'm just like, man, this is a lot of work. Of course. He seems strangely relieved. I don't know how Penry does it. Penry just pops onto Twitch and everything seems to work great for him. He's got his sound deck thing going. I'm so impressed. The prince leaves the main showroom and about 6 people follow her out. You're about to ask this Kadir what all that talk of traditions and councils was when the red-haired woman approaches the two of you. This is Sophie. Okay. Oh my. Sheriff. I'm guessing she's a Toreador. I was wondering if I could have a word with the fledgling. I don't know what accent to give her. What for? She lowers her voice in response. Oh, that might be why he's so good at it if he does that stuff for his job. Come now, Kadir. We all know what the verdict is going to be. I'm giving her a southern accent for some reason. Let me speak to them. You might not have to stain your hands tonight after all. He posted on Twitter about streaming after the new year all the Resident Evil games, so he's alive. He's doing good. Her words grab his attention. His face is hard to read. It's like several emotions are struggling for domination. Anger, sadness, hope, gratitude, resolve. I'll go get my sword. He steps out of the room the way you came, and you are left in the showroom with the woman in the red dress. She takes you aside, and the eyes of the remaining guests follow you. Well then, fledgling, you are in quite the pickle. That's perfect. Perfect for a southern accent. I'm sorry. I'm pleased with it. I kind of want to be rude to her. What was that about a sword? Maybe you'll tell me what the hell this is. Tell me you're here to explain what the hell is going on. I am. Let me cut straight to the point. Last night, you became a vampire. Wait, what? Oh yes, I'm well aware of how ridiculous that sounds. It's the reason why we have these nicer words for it. Kindred, being embraced, having a sire. The fact remains. The beings called vampires, you're looking at them. They're us. You glance around. Some of the guests are still occasionally looking at you, commenting on you in hushed tones. Many of the patrons are pale, really pale. Must hold glasses of wine. Not wine. Blood. That's not the right thickness and not the right color either. You're trying to come up with something sensible to say, but you're drawing a blank. It makes a morbid kind of sense. You drank blood last night, there's no denying it, and your breathing has not returned. Your heart remains still. A vampire. 2 voices in your head start battling for supremacy. One of them slowly begins to put everything that happened since yesterday together, coming to a conclusion that no matter how insane it might seem, nothing but what she's saying makes sense. The other voice just keeps saying, what the fuck, on repeat. Yeah, all the other guests are invisible. We just get we just get her one at a time. You're surprised. This is often how it plays out by design. Kadir deliberately keeping you in the dark and all. If we do nothing, you will be cut down, as sure as day follows night. My southern accent is really terrible because I haven't lived in the South in a decade. But I'm here to offer you a chance, a way out, under one condition. I will take you under my wing. If you're lucky, the prince will be in a good mood tonight, and Kadir's complaints about your behavior won't influence her judgment. This society values docility. She might agree to this, but only if you swear fealty to me. I am not making this offer lightly. As your patron, I will take responsibility for you. Your actions will reflect on me. If they reflect negatively, well, I will make sure you face the consequences. I don't want to. What happens if I agree? Suppose I say yes. What happens then? You survive, hopefully, or not, depending on the prince's whim. I'm giving you a chance, not a guarantee. But if you take me on as your patron, I will be your guide in this new reality, and you will assist me like a child would a sire. I don't know if I want to do that. Steps and hushed voices can be heard from the side room. It seems the prince and her council are returning to the showroom. Kadir appears from downstairs as well and starts walking towards you. When you hear the verdict, ask to be spared. I will intervene. Remember my condition. I would rock short hair if I had a different face structure, but I rock medium past my shoulders hair. Squeak, squeak. It's my dog. She flashes a heart-melting smile towards Kadir, who does not smile back. Hi, Skeleton King. Oh my god. You comment on like all of my videos. It's so awesome to see you here. The sheriff's immaculate suit is now complemented by a curved, oriental-looking metal scabbard fastened with a colorful sash around his waist. He's obviously a Banu Hakim. He has to be. That sounds like one of their weapons. It would look vaguely ridiculous if it wasn't surprisingly intimidating first and foremost. Oh yes, Ethan, don't you know I am Vampire Mom? Kadir takes his place next to you and observes as the prince takes center stage again. Loyal kindred of the New York City Camarilla gathered here tonight. I have made my decision regarding this fledgling. I kind of want to do a southern accent for everybody. Their behavior since being embraced has been disagreeable, and that does not bode well for them becoming a valuable member of our society. You are all keenly aware that these nights we need to close our ranks and trust the wisdom of our elders and their traditions more than ever before. As our trusted sheriff pointed out, there can be only one course of action. Although I acknowledge some of my council's divergent opinions on this, she takes a look specifically at one of the people who left the room before, a somewhat plainly dressed, shy-looking man whose skin has a somewhat healthier tone. He bows his head in deference. Oh my god, it's Vampire Penguin 09. Oh my god, it's my cousin Melody. Hello, darling. How is the baby? How are you doing? I had no idea I was going to stream either. This is totally spur of the moment. I love you. I miss you. I hold the final authority over this fledgling's fate, and I declare that while their embrace might be the sire's responsibility, in their absence it is their progeny that shall be punished. I don't want to be punished. Melody, just so you know, I have just become a Ventrue. I am meeting in front of the Prince of New York City, I assume. At her art gallery at her Elysium. That's basically all you need to know. It was Ventrue, Bruja, or Toreador. I picked Ventrue. Don't know why I did it. The sentence is final death, to be resolved presently. Kadir, why do they want to kill me? That doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem fair that I became a vampire, and now I have to die for it. Why is that fair? Give Arkin so many kisses for me. You hear a scraping sound and see that the sheriff has unsheathed his curved sword. This isn't fair. It is a beautifully detailed... I'm gonna have to prostrate myself before that Southern belle that I was making Southern for some reason. I don't remember her name. Sophie. Because they're gonna kill me. Which you expect must be worth a small fortune. Its apparent sharpness makes you freeze up. Two, 2 outs? Bottom of the ninth. Oh, I get it. You're a Mets fan. His quiet mumble is audible to nobody but you as his eyes meet... I didn't get 3 strikes, by the way. As his eyes meet yours, you note just a hint of sadness in his countenance, one that quickly vanishes to give way to grim determination. And he's out to bat. What a freak. I don't want to romance you anymore. You will not get another chance to speak up. I have to ask for mercy. Escape the gallery. Remain silent. If I remain silent, I'll die. I have to ask for mercy. What else could I possibly do? You make your choice. Oh my god. Why am I not clicking it? Spare me, please. Don't make me beg, goddammit. That's exactly how I feel. Prince, if I may ask you to stay the sheriff's hand for a while longer. I didn't see what that said at the top. I think it said dictionary something. So if anyone wants to tell me what that said, because I wasn't looking, because I'm panicking. I don't want to die. Kadir looks at the prince, awaiting her response. The sword is still hanging above you, threatening to fall at a moment's notice. Is there something you'd like to say, Miss Langley? Yes, if I may. At first, the prince looks somewhat annoyed at the distraction, but she stays quiet for a while, measuring the mood in the room. Dictionary added, thank you. I totally missed that. The bored elites suddenly look at you with aroused interest, some of them dismayed at not seeing the bloodshed, but all intrigued by the unexpected twist. The prince nods. Well, let's hear it. Sophie takes a few steps forward. All eyes are on her now, but Kadir's heavy hand on your shoulder makes it clear you won't take advantage of the distraction. I kind of like him again now. My prince, while the traditions are clear, I believe that the proper context should be observed in addition to the letter of our laws. This fledgling is a burden, but with proper guidance, they could become an asset to our domain. I have been in this place forever. You're right, Ethan. It's like a court drama going on in here. And I understand you are volunteering to take this unruly child under your protection? Yes, I am willing to give them a chance, and to prove to the entire domain that they can adhere to our expectations. I will take nothing less than their full cooperation, naturally. Whispers can be heard again, an incredulous voice or two, a hushed, just behead the fucker, screw you, guy, some suppressed exclamations of surprise. Silence. I ask all of you to make a note of this moment. I might be persuaded to bend one tradition in this child's favor, but another will have to be enforced even more firmly in its stead. Oh God. Until thy progeny shall be released, thou shalt command them in all things. Their sins are thine to endure. Are you certain that's a responsibility you wish to shoulder, Miss Langley? I am willing to guide this fledgling and add a valuable ally to our sect in a time of need, yes. But I would like to receive the right of destruction over them, if it pleases you. Great. Remain silent. Give me a chance to prove myself. I'll just remain silent. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do here? It's clear tensions are high. It feels surreal to listen to strangers discussing your death, or second death apparently, and keeping silent. You decide it's for the best to let Sophie handle this alone and not interject. You have no idea how to handle this eyes wide shut crowd. This is so an eyes wide shut crowd. Oh my god. That's a really old reference to a movie. The prince looks at you as if weighing your worth. She takes another good measure of the room before she speaks again. I shall grant what you ask. Let it be known. Sophie Langley of the Clan of the Rose, I knew she was a Toreador, will become this fledgling's patron. They shall be considered like sire and child. Is Prince Panhard a Tremere? What do you guys think she is? I think she's a Tremere. Miss Langley will take full responsibility for them, and I grant her the right of destruction if she sees fit to use it. Giggity. The guy with the long hair, Melody, the Kadir, his name's Kadir. I'm kind of into him. He's kind of mean to me, and I'm kind of into it. Let my intentions be clear, however. If I am to turn a blind eye to one of our most important traditions on this occasion, I expect it to be beneficial to the Camarilla. Substantially so. I hope you find this verdict satisfactory, Miss Langley. I know, Ethan, you only know what the Samichi look like. Charles, you say that Panhard, the prince, is a Ventrue? Yes, for anyone who doesn't know, Ethan provided the voice for my Samichi lore video. He was fantastic. I'm hoping to get him to provide the voice for my upcoming Bali video, but I haven't asked him yet, so I guess I'll ask him now. Of course, Prince. Thank you. Very well. She turns to you. What is your name, child? I'm Huddy. Shouldn't I use a nickname? Huddy. Huddy's my name. Huddy, Prince. She nods. Dictionary updated again, okay. Welcome to the Camarilla, Huddy. Now this evening proved to be even more eventful than I anticipated, but with the fledgling's fate decided, I believe our meeting here can conclude. Thank you all for appearing on such short notice. Give my regards to those who couldn't make it. Kadir, a moment of your time before I let you return to your duties. Of course, Prince. He shoots you a side glance that doesn't leave much space for interpretation. You will be watched. You will be judged. And if need be, you will be punished. My God. The two of them leave the gallery. Put on my southern charm again. Well, Huddy, I think we both already managed to significantly improve each other's evenings. But let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? I think we should have a toast to a new, fruitful partnership. The dialogue said that her command made your character unnaturally want to obey, so Ventrue is the best guess. Truth. Truth. She raises her hand at one of the well-dressed concierges who have now reappeared in the showroom to refill the guests' glasses. The conventionally handsome man approaches with a carafe. I don't know how you say that word right. I've only ever seen it written. Carafe of red liquid. The memory of throwing up in the safe house is still fresh in your mind, but the idea that it could happen again is almost enough to reject the drink altogether. But there's no denying you want it. Need it. I remember what Kadir said about your misadventure before getting in the car. Some of us have more delicate palates than others. Try to take a small sip, s'il vous plaît. He pours it into 2 tall glasses. You can barely wait until he hands you the drink. Your attention is fully on it. The fact that it's blood, you are certain of it, doesn't faze you this time. I clear my throat 600 times. It's difficult to take just a sip. Even though the taste is as foul as before, you are tempted to down the whole glass in one go. You wait before taking a second taste. You're glad you did. A feeling like heartburn signals that you can't keep it down. You spit it back inside the glass. Sophie looks on, intrigued. Yes, Ethan, the reason I want you to do the voice for my Bali lore video is because Balis are sort of like demon vampires, so I figured your voice would lend excellently, again, that sort of evilish quality. Not that you talk like that regularly, but it was just so perfect, I have to use it again. I'm not surprised. NYC caterers have very bourgeoisie? I don't know how to say that. I've only ever seen it written. Ideas about what good blood should taste like. Well, you just need to keep trying. Welcome back, Skull Kid. I managed to stay alive by promising myself to this Toreador Sophie. At Sophie's request, the concierge serves you 3 other variants of blood. The first 2 are as horrible... Oh, do I get to pick which kind of blood I like? The first 2 are as horrible and indigestible as before, both ending up back in the glass within moments of tasting them. Before the 3rd try, you are almost ready to throw the glass at the wall in frustration, but finally this one's different. Instead of mud and decay, a surprisingly rich bouquet of tastes. You feel blissfully at ease, and Sophie takes notice. Oh, you bought the game? Enjoy it. I'm loving it. Ah, there it is. Jacob, would you kindly let us know who the donor was? Leave the bottle, please. The concierge nods and leaves again. You take another sip and another. You empty the glass. The dull feeling in your stomach and head starts subsiding, but you still want more. You are so nice, Ethan. You're an absolute sweetheart. Sophie pours you another glass and refills hers. She takes a sip. You have a curiously specific taste, Huddy. Is it the clover notes, the traces of caffeine, or that bittersweet aftertaste of melancholy? You taste nothing of the kind, but it doesn't matter. It's tasty, but not as delicious as it was last night. Yeah, because it was straight from the source, from the vein. Not as intoxicating. It manages to silence the hunger somewhat, though. Drinking blood puts you at ease. It is a strange realization. The man named Jacob comes back with a small card and leaves it with Sophie. She takes a quick look and passes it on to you. It's somebody's medical details. Cool. An office worker, male, Caucasian, 32 years old, blood type. What type of blood type is that? ABRH+. Oh, call me ignorant, but I thought blood types were like A, B, O, A negative, B negative, you know. Blue eyes, brown hair, no history of substance abuse, New Jersey native. Might one of these details be what makes the difference? I don't know. The blood type, maybe? Now that we have picked the right bouquet for your palate, these documents should be useful in identifying your exact tastes, should they be ORH+ or Joysy Boys. But I believe you have more questions, no? Perhaps we should start with those related to sustenance. How much do I have to drink? Where do you get blood? It's kind of weird that you have waiters serving blood. Where do you get it from? That can be a bit of a touchy topic. Let's just say that most of the blood available at events like this is crowd-funded. Did I get that right? It's hard to keep track of modern language. At any rate, what I mean is that there is a plethora of vessels on tap. As for where to get blood when you're not at Elysium, tomorrow I shall take you hunting and we will explore this topic further. What you need to know right now is that no matter how much you drink, you will always be tempted to have more, unless you consume someone wholly to the last drop, but even that doesn't last. Best start by taking a single sip from a vessel. Be prudent. Hot, fresh blood is more satiating than most anything that can be served in a fancy glass, but it can make you more voracious. Thank you. I hate my freak accent, but it's fun to do. As to how much you should have, it depends. If you're frugal, you can survive many nights without a single drink, but it's risky, and it will tempt the beast that is part of our curse. What do you mean by hunting? I should ask about the beast, but I'm asking her about hunting. Because, like, what does she mean by hunting? Like, going downtown to a club hunting? Or, like bums? Like, what does she mean? Did you say hunting? As in rifles, hounds, and funny hats hunting? Nothing of the sort. Don't be silly. We are predators, but we are civilized. And most importantly, there is the masquerade to consider. I will get back to that. A hunt may take many forms. There are those of us who seduce kine, up to and including the motions of intercourse, if you feel like it. Oh, okay. 12-year-old. Others prefer to feed under the guise of a mugging or assault. Really? Really? Like faking I don't know why that makes me laugh. Like faking intercourse to get close enough to bite him or whatever. Makes me laugh. My character is a Ventrue, actually. But in order to... The prince was going to kill me because that dude made me into a vampire without asking her permission. So, like, I was going to die for it. Which is so unfair. I thought it was unfair back in the original, in Bloodlines, and I'm like, it's so not cool. But this woman, if I pledged myself to her, offered to intervene on my behalf, so I did it. Probably a mistake, but it's alright. Some have herds of retainers for the purpose of feeding. Drinking from sleepers in their homes is not uncommon. Blood banks are an option to the few that can tolerate it, though they are frowned upon. You will need to identify these opportunities and decide for yourself whether to pursue them. But make no mistake, you will have to hunt to survive. The concierge returns, asks for permission to intrude, which Sophie gives with a polite smile, and leans in to whisper in her ear. You note that the gallery is now almost empty. Yeah, it's exactly like Bloodlines. Exactly, except we weren't on stage or anything. Well, the Sophie isn't LaCroix. I mean, in essence, she's like my LaCroix. Technically, the LaCroix would be Panhard, the prince, but yeah, she specifically asked the prince for the right to destruction, meaning if I piss her off too much, she has, like, total freedom to just kill me, which is awesome. Which does no pressure, right? I'm being told the gallery is about to close, but we still have a lot to discuss. We'll go to one of my apartments. My jalopy is waiting downstairs. Come, a jalopy? What year is it? The smile she puts on could tip any negotiation towards her favor. Her words are like honey, and she makes it impossible to take your eyes off her. You are under her spell momentarily. My apologies, I do have to take like a really quick bathroom break. I'll be back in like 65 seconds. So very sorry about it. It's another reason why I don't stream, because when I record I drink a lot of water and I'm just I'll just pause the game and I'm like, bathroom break, bathroom break. Terrible. I'm the worst. Ooh. Ooh, she has a driver. Sophie leads you to a luxurious silver... Okay, so was it just a joke? She was just using colloquially the word jalopy? To a luxurious silver Rolls Royce and invites you to sit in the back. The chauffeur, a broad-shouldered, clean-shaven, middle-aged guy, starts driving immediately. I agree that Panhard seems less LaCroix-like than LaCroix. I totally agree. Where did we leave off? I believe I Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the driver was talking. Oh my god. Where did we leave off? I believe I started telling you a bit more about our customs. You've heard the prince refer to our traditions. The chief among them is the Masquerade. Yeah. Yeah, during Detroit, I had a really long bathroom break, and I just forgot to cut it out. Ethan to the rescue. A jalopy is like a really old-fashioned term for a car. Like the type of car where you used to have to crank where the handle for the engine was on the outside of the car, and you used to have to crank the engine to get the car going. So that's why it just totally took me back that you would use that term. As you might have gathered from us assembling at a niche gallery after closing time, our comings, goings, and doings tend to be somewhat secretive. We do not advertise our existence. We allow myths and modern fiction to morph and muddle the facts. So to the vast majority of kind, we remain bedtime stories and pop culture icons. Say, is that one television show about a vampire angel still popular? Is that a reference to Angel? The show Angel? The spin-off of Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Because I don't know anything else about a vampire angel. You shake your head in confusion. She shrugs and continues talking, looking a bit more dejected than before. Yeah, like when the horns went auga, yeah, where the horns were outside of the car too, and you would just just squeak it like a bike horn. Our clandestine ways help us remain safe, allow us to explain away the occasional trip up to the rational minds of 21st century humanity, and dictate much of our interactions with mortals. Is your driver... I actually want to know about the driver. Be real with you. Let's ask. So if it's such a secret, then I'm guessing your driver is a vampire too? Oh, dear Gregory here? No, not a vampire, although he is a loyal servant, and as such trusted to not spill our secrets left and right. You will realize with time that such help is welcome. Okay. Gregory watches over me during the day hours. Sun burns our kind, that's why we take our rest when it rises. It's more akin to being dead than asleep, as I'm sure you've already experienced. But not everything you've heard about vampires is true. Some more folk-related threats are just legends or occasionally a minor nuisance. Garlic, running water. Even religious symbols don't repel us unless the wielder is uniquely pure and godly. Stakes through the heart, though, that's something to avoid. They do not destroy, but they do paralyze us. Well, that's just another reason to have somebody like trusty old Gregory making sure you're safe when you drift away. We have many enemies, and they often know their advantage lies with the daylight. Oh, do vampires watch each other's backs? Oh, yeah, totally. So it's good to keep human friends. I'm going to sound like an idiot when I ask this, but I'm going to ask it. Am I right in thinking that having a human friend or two is necessary then, or at least useful? It should be ghouls. In moderation, and best if they don't know your true nature. Also, I wouldn't say that subordinates are useful, but friends? I haven't had one of those for many years now. Our little sect supplies social interactions aplenty, but it doesn't really encourage friendships. Alliances of convenience to be broken at a whim. Yes, that's more like it. Long-term solidarity does occur in the Camarilla, but we are a very politicized organization by necessity. Loyalty is to your sire, your prince, and to the sect. Friends must remain at a distant priority at best for us to maintain the masquerade and thrive as the years pass. With age comes authority. With it comes influence and power if you wish to reach for them. She seems to be lost. I know, she's sort of like, she sort of just trailed off there. She seems to be lost in thought and falls silent for a while, leaving you to ponder all the things you've learned tonight. It still feels absolutely unreal, but as piece after piece of knowledge falls into place, the image becomes almost like an entirely logical jigsaw puzzle. Whatever you wouldn't believe on your own, you've witnessed. Everybody in the comments tell me how you would feel if you were embraced into being a vampire, because I have strong feelings about it, which I've expressed before, but I would not want to be a vampire personally. I would not want to see my loved ones die. I would not want to outlive, my loved ones. I wouldn't want to feed on blood. None of it appeals to me. In terms of fiction and gameplay, I'm like, vampires are awesome, but I would never want to be one. Leave me in the comments, let me know, or in the chat rather, since this is live. Tell me how you guys feel about becoming a vampire, if you would be interested in it if it was a reality. Many questions swarm your thoughts, but the one you keep returning to is what your place is what your place in this new reality should be. The car stops. You are in the city in front of an old but well-renovated apartment building. We're here. Would you like to see your lodgings? My own apartment? Neat. I'm actually going to say that. I get my own apartment? That's neat. Consider it the first of many gifts that I'm able to grant in exchange for loyalty. Come upstairs. Alright, so Ethan agrees with me. He wouldn't want to be a vampire. Skull Kid would be a vampire if it was in the world of Vampire the Masquerade in the World of Darkness. Vampire Penguin depends on the lore. In terms of Masquerade, depends what clan. I feel you. Werewolf, maybe. I thought you were afraid of werewolves, Ethan. She leads you through a small hall with a night guard who greets Miss Langley with a good evening, and you take the stairs up to the second floor. Sophie opens the door to room 209. Skull Kid would want to be a Tremere or a Gangrel. In theory, I'd want to be a Nosferatu. In practice, I'd have to give it some thought. Banu Hakim would be cool. Become what I fear so that I can't be scared anymore. Who are you, Batman? Inside are all the amenities you could expect from a modern apartment, and some you wouldn't have deemed necessary just the previous night, including thick blinds on the windows. Ethan is Batman, confirmed. The back room has a comfortable-looking bed and a thick steel door with several sturdy-looking locks, but no windows. Well, how do you like it? This is great. Thank you. Please don't enact your right of destruction on me and kill me for no reason. I'm glad. Make yourself at home. Tomorrow I will take you hunting and discuss the blood in more detail. Your secret identity has been revealed, Ethan. I'll let you get comfortable. The keys are by the television set. I will come pick you up tomorrow night. Use the back room for rest. You can lock the doors, just in case. Give a key to Kadir. Have him come see me. It stings a bit when she leaves. It's like the room suddenly became a few shades dimmer. You inspect the kitchen, hoping to find something to drink. Nothing, no regular food either. Can't really enjoy regular food anymore. Sorry about that. Sorry about it. Feels strange that, oh, she's thinking about Kadir. I knew it. Feels strange that Kadir could be a more thoughtful host than your new sire, even if only in that respect. You briefly wonder if the sheriff might have a hidden side. With nothing left to do, you lie on the couch with the TV playing in the background for company. Columbo reruns. Oh, Melody, how many Columbo reruns have we watched in our lives? All of them? I think so. Kojak reruns. I've never watched Kojak, actually. President of the United States got himself into serious trouble again. Shocker. President of the United States got himself out of trouble again. Shocker. Pundits start yelling over each other about things that seemed a little bit less significant just 2 days ago. So what happens to all your old stuff? Internet account, social security number? That is an excellent question. That is an excellent question. Kadir did leave. I mean, I know the sun was coming up. He didn't come back until 9. But he could have gone and taken care of that. They could have talked to the Nosferatu, you know, got them to do a Men in Black type of deal where they erase their social security number, empty our accounts, close them out, whatever. But that is a great question. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, Skull Kid, if the Nosferatu just delete you from existing. You start drifting off, reflecting about another night of confusing conversations and worldview-shattering revelations. How many more before you finally understand what happened to you and what you're supposed to do now? You keep coming back to the life you left behind, the people you should contact, the things you want to pick up from your apartment. You wonder when you'll have the chance for either. As you start to feel the same tiredness that made you drift into a cold sleep last night, you settle in the back room. The bed is comforting, the lack of windows less so. You leave the light bulb on. Looking at it, you realize it's the closest you'll ever come to staring at the sun on a breezy summer day again. A wave of melancholy overwhelms you. That's an excellent point. I'm not the sun's biggest fan, but I'd miss it. A few minutes later, your consciousness fades and you take the plunge into darkness again. Sinking, 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 sinking. Rest? Ooh, what a lovely map. I'm living. Yes, rest. Absolutely. Hunger lies at the heart of a vampire's existence. To ignore it is to tempt the beast to take over your actions and its desire to feed. To overindulge in feeding may threaten the masquerade as well as staining what humanity you have left. I'm not super concerned about my humanity with a Ventrue, honestly. In Coteries of New York, having high hunger is indicated by a progressively bigger bloody frame around the scene like the one you see now. Okay. As your hunger grows, so does this indicator. Your hunger may increase when you call upon your vampiric powers or when you need to mend your wounds after a fight. Oh god, I have to fight? When your hunger reaches the maximum amount, you will receive a warning after you complete a piece of the story. Ignore it at your own peril. Pay attention, Huddy, is what it's saying. Some choices might only become visible if your hunger is high enough. Similarly, a high hunger may block off some choices, as you'll be able to see after pressing continue. Blocked off option, okay. To decrease hunger, you will need to feed. Whenever you see a feeding opportunity, you can take the risk to hunt and slake your hunger. Feeding opportunity. You'll need to keep the hunger at bay if you are to uphold the masquerade and survive the nights that await you. I want to survive! Yes, we're resting. We did it. Oh god. You open your eyes. The bed isn't warm. The room is filled with artificial light from the ceiling. The solid metal door is closed. Normally you'd stretch for a bit. On some mornings you'd probably throw the quilt over yourself and snooze a moment longer. But that was before. The way you woke up now, you are fully conscious. No grogginess, nothing weighing you down, just the nagging need in the back of your head. Hunger, not as severe as the last time, but unmistakably there. You get up and open the door to the main room. A digital clock on the TV shows you the time, 9:04 p.m. I'm just going to wake up at 9 p.m. every day. You walk over to the blinds and retract them cautiously. The only light coming in is NYC's artificial nighttime luminescence. Hey Melody, do you miss being able to sleep all day and wake up at night? Or do you still do that with Arkin? Is Arkin a night owl? I meant to ask like what your schedule's like now, because I know that you were the night owl of the family always. So that's what your waking hours are going to look like now. You missed the sunlight already. You're seriously considering just walking out of the apartment and figuring this all out by yourself, but then you come back to the memory of Kadir's. She's still thinking about him. She just woke up, and she's not like, man, I'm hungry. She's like, Kadir, that hair smelled good. The memory of Kadir's exotic sword being raised in the gallery. I'm not a night owl, by the way, Ethan. I'm a morning bird, which everybody around me hates me for that exact reason. Maybe sticking around isn't that bad of an idea after all. You keep jumping channels for around half an hour and then switch to streaming services. Almost as if the universe had a sense of irony, you catch True Blood in the flood of recommendations. True Blood is good for the first 4 seasons. After that, it's a trash show. Ooh, the doorbell rings. Nice. It's Sophie. Oh my god, yes, he's a night owl. With him, I do try to sleep, but yeah, I imagine you just crash out whenever he's asleep. Good evening, Huddy. Slept well. Speaking of True Blood, I'm basically doing a True Blood southern accent. Like a baby. It's not exactly sleep, right? It's not really like normal sleep as a... I suppose it isn't. Some say it's more like being dead, but we wouldn't know, would we? It's no use reflecting on it anyway, except that this is who you are now. You made the right choice yesterday. I can teach you many things about yourself, your blood, its desires and its power. We will begin tonight. I have hiccups. You are hungry, yes? I'm sure you are. Our kind always is. There is only one remedy, the blood. The drinks we had yesterday at Elysium are not the usual way you slake your thirst. Kadar is a main love interest of the game. Oh, sweet. Seriously? As a high-profile businessman, wouldn't your face end up on the news? How would you deal walking around New York City? Well, the way they put it, basically, is that in the very beginning of it anyway, that is a really good point. And I do believe that the Camarilla and Shreknet and the Nosferatu are that good. But the way they put it in the beginning is that basically she has all of the workload of a person who would be high profile without any of the benefits or the perks. That even though she's earned her place there and done all the work, she still gets the, like the shit clients and all the shit work and has to stay late and work on weekends. So basically she just gets the crap end of the deal. So tonight, I will assist you in your first foray into hunting. You need to learn to sense the kind of blood you desire, to understand how you can use the kind's vulnerabilities to your advantage. I'm ready to learn. I am ready to learn, actually. While I'm ready to learn, let's get started. Such eagerness. Or is it just your hunger making you impatient? I really want to see Kadir again. That's what's making me impatient. You will find that drinking moderate amounts of it regularly will keep the hunger and the whispers of the beast away. You might think yourself monstrous, but there is a balance to be found here. The kiss gives the kind pleasure. You might remember this from your own embrace. Some can even... Yeah, I compared it to an orgasm. Some can even become addicted to the sensation, but if you do it right, they tend to misremember your feeding. After all, vampires do not exist. They are myths, fairy tales, and pop culture mainstays, correct? She gives you a sly, knowing smile. That is why the masquerade is so important, and even more crucial when you feed. How do you avoid being seen? Yes, while feeding. You isolate your prey, or you choose the right circumstances. People tend to avert their gaze when they see a couple intertwined in public. Love bites are easy to explain away. Some of us keep willing herds, or even just individual kind who desire the kiss. That comes at a higher risk these nights, though, so I would not recommend it to a young kindred like yourself. Feeding from the same area repeatedly can be dangerous, but by branching out you risk the ire of other kindred on whose domains you trespass. Lucky for you, New York City is more forgiving in this regard. New York is in somewhat of a unique position. Many of its neighborhoods remain contested or unclaimed. The reason for this is a lesson for another time, but keep the following in mind. Take opportunities to feed when they present themselves these upcoming nights. As long as you hunt cautiously and respect the masquerade at all times, you should be fine. To wit, I want you to join me for a trip tonight. Come downstairs. Gregory is waiting for us. The busy street fills the air with traffic noise, pedestrian, oh, I'm hungry, pedestrian chatter, and a mix of smells that disorient you momentarily. These warm bodies contain what you want, what you need. No, we need that specific blood from that Jersey boy whose medical records we read. That's what we really, really want. You catch yourself. Did you really just think of these people as mere sources of blood? Yeah, they're walking meat bags. I'm hungry too. I had mac and cheese for dinner because my in-laws went to the commissary, the American commissary, so I got good old Kraft mac and cheese. It takes a nudge from Sophie to break your train of thought. Her driver opens the door for her and then tips his hat to you, gesturing to the back of the car. The car casually joins the somewhat thinned New York traffic. When is New York traffic ever thin? It's still busy in a way only one of the biggest cities in the world can be, but compared to the daytime commute, it's a pleasant drive. I don't believe you. I've driven with people in New York, and it's horrible. Kraft is the best. You barely have the time to gather your thoughts and formulate new questions before the car comes to a stop. I'm pretty sure when my cousin was in New York, Melody, pretty sure your mom was going the wrong way down a one-way street for a while because it's really weirdly set up there. Too lazy to cook anything. Go to the... Ethan, go to a shop and get a takeout. That's my British accent for you. It's terrible. You're among the tall skyscrapers that make up Manhattan's iconic skyline. Come on, Huddy. Park the car, Gregory, will you? The driver just nods and Sophie gets out. You join her and the two of you walk through the glass doors together, then take the elevator up. You first notice an empty stage with the instruments of a string quartet still in the back, then take in the few dozen chairs in front of it. The concert seeming concluded, the patrons, all smartly dressed and posh, have spread out all over the hall. I can do a better British accent, but not when I have, not when I'm in Southern Belle mode. I can't. A 4-lane major 1-lane street. Oh, good times. Sophie strides confidently inside, produces an invitation from her purse that she flashes in front of a security guard. You follow close and are let through without issue. Get some fish and chips. Let's start easy. A social setting like this one would usually prove quite challenging to an inexperienced kindred, but consider this evening a small gift from your patron. I'm hoping to procure you for a willing vessel. Just remember what I told you about taking small sips. This one I have a soft spot for. Don't damage her. Bangers and mash. I only know really weird British stuff. I don't know normal British stuff. Take the lift over to the lorry and go to the loo. I only know stuff like that because I'm an ignorant American. Now let's see here. Ah, there he is. Crumpets, yeah, that too. She notices somebody in the crowd, flashes a heart-melting smile, and suddenly even you feel drawn to her. You haven't thought about it before, but it's laid clear before you in this moment. Sophie is beautiful. Just looking at her is a privilege. Just being with her makes you feel elated. It's just because she's a toreador. Everybody in the crowd, but especially the man who's almost tripping over himself to reach her, clearly agrees. Edgar, I'm so happy to see you. How is your daughter? Is she with you? Oh, there she is. Julie, my girl, come over here, please. There's somebody I'd love for you to meet. The young woman who walks across the hall can't be more than 19 years old. It's clear from her mismatched earrings and the partially faded purple hair dye that she doesn't fit this crowd. I hate tea too. Tea is terrible. Tea is like leaf water. Go get a kebab, or whatever you guys call it. I don't know. Is that right? Do you guys call it a kebab? Go get a takeout kebab. Julie, this is Huddy. I think the two of you should get acquainted while I talk business with your dad. Awfully boring stuff, I assure you. I'm positive you'll like each other. The girl gives you a shy smile and nods towards the balcony stairs. You follow, somewhat unsure what it is exactly Sophie expects you to do. She expects you to have a little drink, to have a little tasty-roo. You reach a secluded space from which the entire lobby is visible. All eyes are on Sophie. They listen intently, then laugh when she does. Julie saves you the trouble of figuring out the next step. Yeah, because she's, like, into it. Oh, hi, darling. If you're with Sophie, then I guess you're, I mean that you know. She puts her wrist to her lips and gives herself a theatrical nip, then looks to you embarrassed, but also hopeful. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do. But we're gonna be careful, okay? Yes, I do. Blood. She takes off her jacket, unbuttons her sleeve, then rolls it up. We have to be careful, alright? Just don't go overboard. You see a tattoo of a cat in an astronaut suit, one feline eye winking at you. This will be the second person we fed off of with an interesting tattoo. There, just enjoy. A perfectly awkward smile and a blush. Drink. You take her forearm in your hands. A quick look around confirms nobody's watching and no security cameras cover this area, we hope. You bite down gently. It's surreal. She's just given you her blood of her own volition. How is this possible? What about the masquerade? You need to ask Sophie. You tear away from her, thank God. A brief convulsion shakes you. Her smell, it's not right. What? The temporary feeling of bliss the girl felt when you bit her is gone in an instant. She's disappointed, annoyed even. What was I supposed to do? She looks at you unsure of... Was I supposed to use dominate, right? To make her happy? She looks at you unsure of what's the matter. Vampire groupies are always a problem. They are so damn clingy. Yeah, I know. I don't want one. If there's an opportunity to get a ghoul, I don't think I'm going to get one. So I had a lot of ranch sauce. Sauce or dip? It's dressing. Ranch dressing. It's made of buttermilk and sadness. It absolutely is. It is actually just made out of buttermilk and spices. Like oregano and stuff like that. I don't know exactly. Buttermilk and sadness. Melody, I miss you so much. Come to Germany immediately and bring your baby. Come back. Please, just have some more. Just a little bit more. Oh, she was disappointed because we didn't drink enough. The very thought makes you want to throw up what little of her blood you've tasted. You shake your head. The girl sniffs, starts crying, wipes her face into her jacket sleeve, and walks down the stairs and into the hall. The crowd around Sophie disperses slowly, looking at her now. Only some residual awe hangs in the air. Yes, she's pretty, maybe even beautiful, sure, but not your type. What came over you before? Hungry. I'm sorry. Oregano, or what you guys say, oregano? Isn't that what you guys say? I think your character is so stuck up they will only drink from people with corporate ties. That's what I mean. My character made this big stink about trying all these different bloods from the gallery, and I don't understand why Sophie's just like, oh, well, here's just some random girl that I like to feed on sometimes. Have her blood. Why wouldn't we specifically look for that blood type if that's what it is? I don't know. Well, buy a ticket. Well, you also say aluminium instead of aluminum, so I don't know what to say. And you also don't say the in front of hospital. You just say, I'm going to hospital. You're missing the. Ethan is my very good friend. I am not ripping on British people. I want that to be perfectly clear before someone thinks I'm ripping on British people. I love Ethan. I talk to him all the time. He is a great person. Edgar, dear, it was splendid talking to you, but we need to get going. Give Julie my best wishes. Come with, Huddy. It's not. It's aluminum. Gregory is waiting for you out front. It's only in the car that Sophie addresses you. So, how did it go? Lie, she was tasty. I'm not gonna lie. Why would I lie? You people are sick. I tried, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't stand the smell or the taste. Curious. I consider Julie's blood to have one of the most exquisite and unique bouquets in the city. And trust me, I have refined taste. Americans did it. There is a great, just to get, highbrow on you for a second, there is a great quote by George Bernard Shaw that says England and America, two countries divided by a common language. I always think that when I see the differences between British and American English. She almost sounds like she's offended. Yes, because Julie is someone she likes to feed on, and you didn't want to feed on her. But Sophie should know this as a seasoned Toreador. She should know that the Ventrue are particular. Oh well, if at first you don't succeed, perhaps you need a change of pace. Time for the next stop. Training wheels off this time. Gregory, Flushing Meadows, please. That sounds like a retirement home. The driver takes the car over the Williamsburg Bridge. You settle your thoughts. What did you do to the people? What? What did she do? I have to ask that because I don't know what that means. Those people back at the hall, they were all entranced. Even I was under your spell. What was that? Oh, that's what she means. She smiles with satisfaction. That old trick, just the blood doing my bidding. We all have our talents. Some of them come from the legacy we inherit from our sire. Others can be learned with experience. I can sway people or make them fear me. I see more of the world and in greater detail than some kindred. I can will my body to move with unparalleled precision and grace and more. I'm just going to let you guys battle out who says English right in the comments. All of these skills make me who I am. They also help me hunt. What are my powers? Time will tell. You need to discover them yourself. When we arrive, experiment. Give different things a try. Follow your instinct and intuition. It will guide the blood. Speaking of, I'd like some because I got gobbledygook on my screen. Always keep the masquerade in mind, however. It is all fine if you can disappear in plain sight or command animals with your mind, but save those overt talents for the right place and time. It only takes you half an hour to reach the park at this time of night. Both you and Sophie leave the car with Gregory left behind again to find a parking spot and keep an eye on the car. Sophie seems deep in thought. She takes in the surroundings with a dreamy gaze. The sky is surprisingly clear tonight, the stars just barely visible in the light-polluted aura of the city. I feel like having a snack myself. I'll be by the fountain. Go look for somebody to your liking. See what effects you can achieve with your blood. But only pick one victim, just one. Then come back. This image back here is from the World's Fair, right? Wasn't it built for the World's Fair in like the 1900s? And the thing I think it's most prominently was used in the Men in Black movie, the first one. But I could be wrong about that. Seeing how she seems to let's try that again. Seeing how she seems not altogether right now, you decide to leave Sophie to her own devices and seek out your prey. From here, it looks like you have a few choices. Just taking a stroll around the park. Oh, great. Let me decide. Finding an isolated jogger or someone like them could work, but focusing on one area might work better. The New York State Pavilion might work as a secluded spot. There's a skate park nearby, and worst case scenario, there's bound to be some unfortunate wino around. Why would we like a wino's blood any more than we like the girl's blood? Or maybe the tennis courts nearby. There's light coming from there, so somebody might still be... Yeah, let's feed on somebody under direct light. Might still be playing a late night match. They won't be alone, but they might be tired and let their guard down. As these scenarios play out in your mind, you realize you're planning how to assault a stranger in the middle of the night. It's a weird way to be, but the now familiar hunger prompts you to act. Okay. If anybody wants to take a vote, what we should go, it will not be this one. We need to feed. I want to hunt near the pavilion, but I would like everybody to give their opinion. Do you think we should just wander around the park? Do you think we should go to the tennis courts? I'll give you a moment to decide. Don't say don't feed because it's not gonna happen. I got blood on my screen. It means we need to feed. That's just the way it is. All right, I got 2 for pavilion. That's good enough for me. Let's go. You make your way around to one of the park's most well-known landmarks, the round skeleton of the New York State Pavilion with its 2 vaguely futuristic-looking towers. You don't get lucky with the skate park. It's not deserted. Instead, a group of skaters is gathered there, talking loudly and listening to music playing out of crackling smartphone speakers. Damn. Deciding to have a quick look around, you identify a potential victim, a sleeping bag lady. Oh, yummy! Leaned back on a bench, a shopping cart full of what looks like trash. I'm the best. I make good choices. Even thinking of that second option makes you feel sick. You decide to take your chances with the skaters not even getting close to the homeless woman. Good. You think back to what Sophie did in the hall, how she managed to focus the attention of the entire gathering on her. That might be a tall order for you, but a single person could be doable. You single out a guy who's talking on his phone away from the gathering. He's having a heated discussion with somebody, a relative, a partner. It's not going well. Oh my. This talk's over. I said shut the fuck up. Hey, you hearing me? Shut up. Call me when you get some fucking sense in your stupid brain, K? Dude. He ends the call abruptly and almost throws the phone to the ground in frustration. Hey, those are expensive, alright? Rough night. He's got an angry expression on his face and tears welling in his eyes, but he gives you a curious look and even a bit of a shy smile. Yeah, you could say that. What's up? Come closer. Let's talk. Oh my god. I don't swear. It takes you by surprise because I don't swear a lot. Not in my videos and not in regular life. It doesn't flow out of me quite naturally unless I'm really, really mad or I stub my toe or something. I think you need somebody to talk to right now, yeah? He takes a few steps forward away from his buddies, who remain totally oblivious, yes, to what's happening, but you see your influence fading. You take your chance and lunge. Really? Really? Your fangs sink... Oh my god. Your fangs sink into his exposed shoulder. He shivers and lets out a moan. His phone hits the pavement and you hear the casing crack. Overeager son of a bitch. His blood tastes like a clash of hot emotion and melancholy, laced with some artificial stimulant you can't quite place. An energy drink? A recreational drug? It's a strange mix. You'll hardly have the chance to savor it as the proximity of the skater's friends make you feel vulnerable. You hastily finish drinking and drag the guy over to the pavilion. Oh my god. I'm a disaster. When you turn around, you realize you're not alone. Shocker. A hooded man is looking menacingly at you. What do you think you're doing barging in on my turf like this, Lick? I can't try and imitate a Bruja very well, because that's obviously who he is. I'll ask what a Lick is, but I know he's a Bruja for that. What is that supposed to mean? Don't be cute with me. I know what you are. Shove that masquerade bullshit up your ass. Better tell me who you're with before my posse shows up and we beat it out of you. I'm with the Camarilla. Big talk coming from a chump. But I'm thinking you're just a chump. Want to prove me wrong? I don't know why I'm talking like this. He tenses up, gives you an extremely nasty look, and bares his fangs. You don't want to push your luck, dumb fuck. My crew is in earshot, one shot away, and you're D-O-N-E done. You get what I'm saying? So if you want to dance, let's dance. Once I'm through, I'ma hand you over to Callahan, and you're gonna be sorry I didn't finish you off instead. Dominate. Force him to back down. Attack him. No, let's try dominate. Let's try it. That's just gonna make me hungry again, but it's kind of fun. Enough's enough. You won't be intimidated by this asshole. Leave. Now. His countenance changes, a cruel beast one moment, a humbled pup the next. Yeah, he had a great hat. He walks away just like that. How did you do it? I dominated his ass, y'all. Not wishing to tempt fate any further, you return to the Unisphere, looking back over your shoulder to make sure you're not being followed. Two figures are visible near the sculpture, a man and a woman tangled in a passionate embrace. No, not exactly. It's Sophie, feeding. But this whole scene is set up so that it looks like a couple getting intimate in public. She's pulled it off 100 times before, or she looks like she has anyway. I'll cut you up so bad. You wish I didn't cut you up so bad. That's exactly the voice I was doing. I knew you would get it. It occurs to you that she probably has. The man is unsure on his feet as she lets go of him and leads him towards a nearby bench. Noticing you, she whispers something into his ear and leaves him. Her driver appears from behind a tree. Just so that everybody knows, Vampire Penguin 09, my cousin, could drop random phrases in there, and I'll laugh at them because we basically grew up together. We're the exact same age. We have so much history, and it's all laughter. Almost all laughter. The man is unsure on his feet as she lets go of him and leads him towards a nearby bench. Noticing you, she whispers something into his ear and leaves him. Her driver appears from behind a tree. Well, Huddy, how did it go? It went okay. You're about to answer when the same figure as before emerges from one of the alleys. He looks at the three of you and a predatory smile creeps on his lips. Well, good job. The dominate didn't last long enough. You're screwed, dumb fuck. You think you can mess with my head and get away with it? Think you'll be safe with your friends? Well, I have friends too. He makes a motion to shout, but two things happen almost at the same time. First, that feeling of warmth and beauty emanating from Sophie flares up again, entrancing both you and the hooded thug. His shout comes out as a weak, confused squeak. Second, Gregory produces a wooden stake from a holster under his jacket. Damn, Gregory! And slams it into the thug's chest. Just like that, in a few seconds, the posturing vampire is down on the ground, paralyzed. I see you've made a friend, Huddy. Curious choice of company, I would say. Who is he? I have no idea. He mentioned Callahan. He said something about presenting me to somebody named Callahan. Ever heard of him? It's been great. Honestly, I'm loving every single second of it. I recommend it highly. Go get it as soon as you can. Yes, I have. This hoodlum is Anarch, then? Oh, clearly, he hates the Camarilla. Curious. Corona Park has not been claimed by any kindred, last I checked. Let's go to the car. We'll put him in the trunk and present him to Kadir, yes, tomorrow night. I'm sure he'll be delighted to make this unbound's acquaintance. Take me to Kadir. She thinks about him every time she wakes up. Car noises. Gregory carries the staked vampire and dumps him in the car's trunk like a mannequin. It's a strange sight, and you're quite happy you're not in that poor fucker's shoes right now. I'm not happy that my dominate didn't last very long. It's almost surprising that you can get away with just casually, because I'm supposed to be 9th gen, right? So I should be like semi-powerful. Maybe I just need a little more time, I guess. It's almost surprising that you can get away with just casually throwing a stiff into your car and driving away. Have you ever been in America? You have any idea how many murders go on every day? But then you remember that Sophie has been doing this far longer than you have. Still, the nagging thought that anything you did tonight could have been recorded on a CCTV camera or picked up by a rando with a half-decent smartphone and streamed online fills you with dread. Hunting and using your abilities is a dangerous business. It's clear that this whole being a vampire thing has about as many caveats as it has perks. Delicious water. You're taken out of your headspace by Sophie's voice. I will pick you up tomorrow night, same as tonight. I have some business to attend to at Elysium, and I expect you to accompany me. Plus, our friend in the back needs to be properly introduced to Kadir and the prince. I'm sure he'll have some interesting things to say to the court. Her voice is cold, cruel, and nothing like the enchanting personality she showed at the gallery earlier tonight. Okay. Sophie is clearly a woman of many faces. Good riddance. Guy's an asshole now. I do the same thing. What's going to happen to him? I would never do what he did. What's going to happen to him? My cursor. The usual, I imagine. Interrogation by Kadir, that's hot, probably in the basement of the gallery. A quick trial with the prince in attendance if she's there tomorrow night. Yes, the game says right away that you're, I think it's 9th generation. It might even be 8th. I might have that wrong. It's 8th or 9th. A swift execution as the verdict. This all sounds eerily familiar to you, and you can't help but feel a pang of guilt when you think about what awaits this guy tomorrow night. Truth, though. You haven't told me how your hunting went. Getting the hang of it, I would hope. It'll take some getting used to. Absolutely. It will, with time. You need to think about it less. Hunting is the one scenario in which you'll do well to trust your instincts, in moderation, of course. She seems distracted, not all there. Her thoughts drift, and the car remains silent until you reach your apartment. We will pick up tomorrow evening. Good night. Just like that, without any further courtesy, Sophie leaves, driven to her apartment by Gregory with a body in the trunk, right in the middle of Manhattan. Did you cross paths with situations like these in the past unknowingly? What other secrets did you pass on the streets without knowing their true nature? Yeah, that's another one of those things that, like, once I wouldn't even want to know if vampires existed or other supernatural things, because, like, once you know what goes bump in the night, there ain't no going back from that. So, yeah, no. Scary thought. Oh God, please. Your haven is just as you left it hours ago, although the sun won't come up for some time. Call Kadir. You feel tired. You learned something about yourself today, and it'll take time to process. I need to know if Kadir's Banu Hakim. You're not in the mood for television, and the few books on the shelves in the apartment are either in languages you don't speak or sound like a boring read. My God, are you picky? Beggars can't be choosers. Nothing left but Ventrue is anything but a beggar. Nothing left to do but rest. You settle in the back room, lock the door, a moment of hesitation, but then a decision. This time you turn the light off. Yeah, there's a Buffy quote in there. You're absolutely right. That is from Buffy. But it's so freaking true. You think back to Julie. How many people in the city know about this vampiric society? How many are willing accomplices in sustaining it? And the thug you met in the park, if he's not Camarilla, then what is he? Are there independent vampires? How does that work? More questions. You begin wondering if there's ever going to be a night when you can start crossing them off the list instead of adding to it. You close your eyes. You sink into the now familiar void of nothingness. It greets you with open arms like an old friend. Rest. I am probably going to play until just before 9. That's probably as long as I'll go. You open your eyes. I'm sorry, I didn't even see that. It's pitch dark here, the blackness of a coffin drifting into the abyss. Into the abyss, even. Oh, right, the light. You grasp for the switch, flip it. The familiar cramped room with a steel door and no windows comes into view. You emerge from the bedroom fully awake, just like yesterday. This time, however, Sophie is waiting for you, comfortably seated on the sofa in your living room space, a book in her hand, The Melancholy of Resistance. The title's sure on brand. Good evening, Huddy. Good evening, Sophie. Yes, why does my cursor keep disappearing? I hope you rested well. Tonight will be quite eventful, I think. Come, we have an appointment. First, I have to clear my throat. I received word Elysium would be called again tonight on account of your unruly friend from Corona Park. He's not my friend. This should be a great opportunity for you to mingle. I hope so. She keeps talking as you walk downstairs and get in the car. I'm hungry. Gregory gives you a slight nod and a small smile while opening the door for Sophie. He starts the car when you take your seat in the back. Most of the Primogen Council is bound to be there, at least those who usually attend. Probably some other important personalities you'd do well to at least learn about. Please give me 1 second. Okay. Text messages. Who should I talk to? Anyone I should talk to when we arrive? Not especially. My advice would be to try to talk to the prince and perhaps reassure her of your gratefulness for being spared. Maybe speak to Kadir, absolutely, on the same topic if you get a hold of him. That's like #1 priority. The Primogen I would advise against. They are rather stuck up, all told, and even if they will talk to you, they might try to secure you for some nefarious purpose. I wouldn't appreciate that. Of course, be respectful if anybody approaches you and strikes up a conversation. You will no doubt be gossiped about, as will I. Keep a cool head. Some enjoy provoking fledglings into stupid acts. At any rate, you should behave yourself tonight. Remember what I told you about reflecting on me as your patron. I have a reputation to uphold in the court. Do not tarnish it. There it is. She might have saved you, she might be protecting and teaching you, but it's clear what she's really concerned about, her own interests. And to that I say a huge duh. You step into the art hole with something of a bad memory. The last time you were here, your entire world had been turned upside down and your existence nearly ended. But tonight there is very little outward hostility. Yes, Kadir gives you a look that's definitely intended to remind you of your place, but the prince, also in attendance, seems pleased to see you. Welcome, Sophie. Huddy. Did I get that right? Good evening to both of you. I understand there is somebody else you wish to present to court tonight. Yes, Prince. They will be joining us shortly. My assistant is retrieving them presently. This better be worth the Oh, sorry, wrong voice. This better be worth the prince's time, Langley. The prince gives Kadir a cold glance. Forgive the sheriff's harshness. He's in a particularly foul mood tonight. Something to do with Huddy's begetter eluding his grasp, I believe. Ouch, that must have hurt his ego, even if his only reply is a crooked smile. The mention of your sire makes you grit your teeth in anger, asshole, settling you with a curse that cut you off your career, cheated you out of your ambitions, offering little in return so far. Why is the music so loud in here? You remind yourself that defeatism will get you nowhere, mindfulness, the here and now. This is an opportunity, you will make the most of it, if only to spite everyone who doubts your true worth. The flaring up of whispers in the gallery hall breaks you out of your thoughts. Gregory enters the room, the jumpsuit-clad inert vampire still staked on his shoulder. The show's about to start. Sophie's driver places his charge in the middle of the room and nods respectfully to Kadir. The sheriff approaches the vampire and removes the stake from his chest. The captive's eyes flicker to life, and he starts looking all around in disbelief. Like a cornered animal, he backs out on all fours, keeps going in circles until he realizes he's trapped. Kadir steps on the man's chest and pins him to the floor. Why? Who do we have here? Oh, fuck, oh shit, no, come on, don't! Silence. The sheriff takes on an aura of utter dread. He appears as if he's a primal force of nature that's out to get you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do but shrivel in terror. The beast inside you shrieks, and you could swear it happens in unison with the instincts of some of the other guests here tonight. It's unlike anything you've experienced in his company during your turbulent first night as a vampire. He really did go easy on you, all things considered. It seems like it takes all of the hoodlum's willpower not to crawl into a fetal position and start crying. No, please don't hurt me, man, don't. Bye, Ethan. Go get some takeout. Or takeaway. It's takeaway. I remember it now. You and me are going to have a little talk downstairs, at the prince's discretion. Please go ahead, my sheriff. You heard the prince. Get up. Let's go. He doesn't wait for a confirmation, he just grabs the man and drags him, kicking and screaming, out of the room. Conversations start all around you, some whispered, some quite overt. Sophie looks somewhat bored of the whole affair, her eyes wandering from art piece to art piece, clearly finding nothing to her particular liking. Torture? Oh, I have to ask about Kadir. I'm like so enamored with him, it's terrible. That guy's shifty and desperate. There might be more to him than meets the eye. Will Kadir manage to deal with him alone? What a ridiculous notion. Of course he will. What is one cornered rat for an old, experienced predator? Excuse me. Sophie leaves your side and goes to a corner of the gallery where a group of kindred, some seemingly pretty old-fashioned, gathered. A concierge offers you a drink, still warm. It smells nice. Just a sip to start you off. A splash over your palate, coating your tongue and the inside of your cheeks. Nourishment. You're left... Oh, yay! I'm not hungry anymore. You're left to your own devices. You have a quick look around. The prince is currently talking to a dark-skinned woman that you recall seeing here those few nights ago. She has a cold but noble countenance to her. Ooh. Their conversation seems to be casual. A loud, shrill laugh turns your attention to the bespectacled man who you saw with Sophie on the night of your judgment. Night of you judgment. I found a spelling error. He's making the rounds, chatting up different patrons. I'm surprised that's the first one I found with as much written dialogue there is in this. I'm impressed, actually. You feel somebody's eyes on you. A casually... Alright, bye, sweetie. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for coming to my stream. I hope I do this more often, too. I just feel so bad at it. You feel somebody's eyes on you. A casually dressed, plain-looking man stands alone near a column, watching you. He turns his gaze away sheepishly when he realizes you've noticed. Oh, God. She said don't talk to the prince. She said don't. I want to... I don't know. I really don't know. Let's talk to the man looking at us, I guess. She said not to talk to the prince, so I'm not gonna, but I wanted to. There's something about this guy. It's not that he's staring at you. Most everybody in this room has at one point or another. It's how he does it. He seems shy, maybe even afraid. The guy with the glasses? Did I pick the guy with the glasses? I might have picked the other one, I'm sorry. It's hard to find a secluded spot in the gallery tonight, but this guy has an entire corner of the room all to himself. Oh, did I pick the primogen? I'm mad at myself. He's standing alone, no glass in hand, just a look of worry as you approach. So what's so interesting about me? Robert Larson. Is that like supposed to be Lacoste or whatever that brand is? Sorry, didn't mean to pry, just seeing how you're doing. You're still in one piece. That's good. I'm glad. Thanks. You've, like, really intense hair. The name's Larson, or you can call me Robert. Either's fine. So who are you? You mean like generally? Same as you, a vampire, though I might not quite look it. I'm one of Prince Panhardt's primogen. Oh no. I did pick the primogen. I'm an idiot. I'm here on business, in case the prince requires my insight. It does look like a jogger. Usually so she can hear me out before she ignores me. I'm not sure if you were paying attention to the other night, but when the prince mentioned diverging opinions on whether you should be executed or not, that was me. I was the diverging opinion. And you were ignored. What was your reasoning? Not that I'm ungrateful, but out of curiosity, what was your reasoning? My reasoning? Just common sense, that you shouldn't be blamed for being assaulted and essentially murdered. But as Kadir loves to say, the traditions are clear. Listen, I don't want to be rude, and I appreciate your reaching out, but word of advice, stay away from me. Okay? Many vampires in this sect regard my position as primogen to be kind of a joke, you know? You talk to me, they'll notice, and they'll hold it against you. Oh, so he's like the bad boy, like, you know, a Romeo and Juliet type of thing. I feel you. You have a quick look behind you and see that a few of the kindred keep shooting you curious glances. One woman, especially a redhead boasting a fanciful hairstyle, watches you disapprovingly. Some of them already do, I imagine. Was it Sophie? Who else is the redhead? Excuse me, I need to get a word in with a few primogen members before Kadir returns. Enjoy your night. With just the critical looks of a few kindred to keep you company, you start thinking about who to pursue next. You notice Sophie mingling with other kindred, clearly in her element, and not to be disturbed. Kadir hasn't come back yet, so you can probably still find time for at least one conversation. Man with glasses it is. The man notices your attention, but it takes a few minutes before he pauses his mingling for long enough to actually approach him. He looks at you quizzically. Thomas Arturo. Oh, okay. You... Alright, I'm not digging the dicky. I'm not digging it. Pardon? It's my name. I'd assumed you'd like to know. I know you. Is he a gangrel? By name only, of course. Huddy? Embraced just a few nights ago, huh? Well, well, well. How's Undeath treating you? I'm beginning to like it. You know, I think I'm beginning to like it. Oh, already? Fast learner, are you? Good. Good attitude to have. It'll take you places. He takes a moment to clean his glasses, ignoring you completely until he's done and puts them back on. I'm sorry, got a bit distracted. You know, most of us don't need to wear these, right? I can see just fine without them, but it's a statement. The damn things keep catching specks of dust and other assorted shit, though. Never stay clean for long. Sometimes I think it's more trouble than it's worth, wouldn't you say? If it's a pain, why wear them? If it's a pain to wear them, and you don't need them, why do it? Like I said, it's a statement. Inconvenience is no excuse to stop pursuing perfection. What else is there, really? He's definitely not a gangrel, I don't think. Alright, that was a nice chat, but I have to catch up with a few other fellows tonight. Talk to you later. Jeannie. Hey, Jeannie. He doesn't even give you a chance to say goodbye. He's already off, grabbing 2 glasses of a concierge's tray and handing one to a mustachioed man nearby. A loud exchange near the staircase grabs everybody's attention. Kadir is back and the hoodlum is with him. The sheriff pushes his unfortunate victim inside the room. The vampire that threatened you last night is a mess. That stupid hat still inexplicably on his head, covering some of his ruined face in a welcome shadow. He's barely conscious. His shin is broken, you think, something protruding there, making a bulge in the pant leg. One arm seems twisted at a strange angle. Very little blood, surprisingly, but clearly a whole lot of hurt. Well, Kadir, did our guest cooperate? Hi, Skull Kid. You missed me learning how to feed. You missed me getting into a fight with a Bruja Anarch, and now we've captured him and brought him to the Elysium for judgment. So it's pretty much it. Tell the prince your name. Howard. It's Howard. And who do you run with, Howard? The Midnighters. An Anarch coterie, my prince. Active for some time now, though from what this one told me, the name is about the only legacy the group kept over the years. I see. Hey, Prince, I didn't mean it. I didn't know. I didn't... A loud crack has some of the guests audibly gasp as Kadir's slap dislocates the man's jaw. A spray of blood creates something like an abstract art piece on the floor. This one is guilty of threatening a member of the Camarilla and claiming a domain without the prince's approval. That would be enough to pass swift judgment, but he is also Anarch scum. My prince. There can be only one verdict. Final death. Do your duty, Sheriff. Unless, of course, somebody would like to play at being a good Samaritan like our dear Miss Langley a few nights ago. The look the prince serves you and Sophie is a cruel jest. Sophie takes it graciously, smiling and slipping her arm into yours in a strange public show of affection. The only Anarch I'm siding with is Nines Rodriguez. Nobody says anything. The vampire named Howard jumps to his feet and makes for the window. Stop Howard from escaping. Order Howard to stop. I'm gonna try the dominate again. I'll try it again. The moment you catch Howard's eye, ordering him comes almost as an instinct to you. Stop. He stops. He looks at you with one eye, the other swollen closed by Kadir's interrogation. A swift slash separates his head from his shoulders. The body slumps to the ground and starts decomposing in front of your eyes. Gross! The sheriff, sword in hand, gives you a nasty smile from behind where Howard used to stand. Senpai noticed me! Well, Huddy, your eagerness is laudable, if unnecessary. That Howard fellow couldn't have hoped to escape his fate, not with Kadir's expertise. However, I have made note of this show of loyalty on both your and your patron's accounts. I would like to thank Miss Langley for bringing this Anarch thug to mine and Kadir's attention. I assume all have found the verdict satisfactory? It's a rhetorical question, and everybody here knows it. Then I consider tonight's meeting concluded. Good night to all of you. She steps out of the room, and you see that many of the guests motion to do the same. Sophie seems to be conversing with somebody, a serious-looking man in a trench coat, about what transpired. You probably have the time to strike up a conversation of your own, too. Kadir al-Asmai is still here, but clearly getting ready to leave for one. Both Larson and Arturo seem to have stayed around, too. One is still moping around, the other still chatting with the remaining attendants, as if nothing happened in the meantime. Dr. Kadir, yes please. The sheriff's mood seems to have improved, so you decide there won't be a better shot at saying your piece. He is just sheathing his sword as you approach him. Ask him if he's a Banu Hakim. He notices you just before his face turns from a melancholic frown to his regular predatory smirk. You seem to have caught him at a moment of reflection. What is it, Huddy? I wanted to thank you for bringing me here, in one piece, for giving me a chance. An emotion creeps onto Kadir's face that you haven't seen the sheriff exhibit yet. Is that gratitude? It's fleeting, only there for a moment, gone in the blink of an eye. It was trying on my nerves, and you are still far and away from proving that it was the right thing to do, so don't think that a few kind words will let you off the hook. Still, I have to admit, I was as surprised as the prince when you jumped on the occasion to stop that Anarch from escaping. I was sure Valerie would have beat you to it. Who's Valerie? If there's nothing else, I'll be taking my leave. Why are you so mean? Oh, God. He's not being mean. He's not being mean, but he's not being mean. Ask him something about Sophie, I guess. I was wondering if you could tell me something about Sophie. She talks a lot about the Camarilla and other things, but I barely know anything about her. Oh, I can tell you something about Sophie. Some things she wouldn't want you to hear, like the fact she's manipulative and vindictive. But then again, which one of us kindred aren't? You want to know more about Sophie's past? Ask her. I don't want to. She's unlikely to tell you the truth, though. I'm quite sure she never told me, despite our previous history. Boy, do not tell me you and her used to hook up, because I have my eye on you, and now I'm like, That's what we do, Fledgling. We exist for centuries, and we lie. To our families, our friends, our lovers, to our kindred, sires, and childer, to ourselves. If she had a thing for you, and then I go after you, she might not like that. He picks up the sword and turns to the stairs. Good night. And watch yourself. You've messed up my batting average, so I'll be sure to keep a close eye on you. The one thing in the negative column is his baseball metaphors. I gotta be honest. With that final threat, he leaves the gallery. It's right about when Sophie also ends her conversation and walks over to you. Interesting evening, wasn't it? Come, Gregory's waiting downstairs. She seems preoccupied with something and not in a talkative mood. It's an awkward ride back to the city. Oh, they totally banged. They banged a lot, or however kindred bang. And now I'm like, This time you arrive at another building just 2 streets across from your apartment. She brings you upstairs through a very nice lobby and a luxurious-looking hall into her domain. Please have a seat. I shall be right with you. You take in the surroundings. The apartment is like a gallery, an old-school smoking room that you've seen in some period piece once, and a nouveau riche's living room meticulously put together. Apologies. Old habits die hard. Clearly some stick with you even after death. She drags on the cigarette, breathes out, breathes. How is she doing that? Can you do that? Oh yes. You might not know. It takes some practice, but you can keep smoking if you'd like. Other things too. Experiment. You might surprise yourself. But I did not brought you here to show you off. Bring you here. I did not bring you here to show off. This is where I rest these nights. That door in the back. The bedroom. Similar to yours. I have servants and bodyguards in addition, of course. I don't want to go in the bedroom with you, if that's what you're asking. I mean, I'm married to a woman, but I'm not into you. I brought you here because I need you to trust me. When I told you before that I needed your best behavior to uphold my good standing with the court, I meant it. But that's not the whole story. I have your interest in mind, too. That's why I've given you your own haven. Why I'm trying to teach you how to navigate this new reality. But you need to trust me, or else this won't work out. You can come here whenever you feel like asking me something, when you're in trouble too, though I hope that won't happen often. I would ask you to come here when you wake up tomorrow. I'll have something to discuss with you that we can't discuss now. Trust needs to be earned. I'll be here. Okay, I'll come over first thing tomorrow night. I appreciate that. That's silence again. There is definitely something on Sophie's mind tonight, but she doesn't seem eager to share it with you just yet. I'm leaving for another visit. Come downstairs with me. We'll give you a lift. A quick trip, some polite goodbyes, and a promise that you'll show up tomorrow. Later, you open the door to your haven and gather your thoughts. It's exciting in a way, being dragged deeper and deeper into the secret society and its rules. Whatever Sophie has planned for you, it's bound to teach you more about this thing you have become. You sink into your vampiric sleep with just a sliver of hope. It's a welcome change. Okay, and I am going to end this stream here. I've been streaming for like 2.5 hours or so. I had so much fun. I am going to try and stream it again tomorrow. Probably will. But if not, then the next day. But I'm definitely just going to stream this game through because I need to play it immediately. I need to absorb this game through my skin. But I want to thank everybody who came, watched the stream, chatted in the chat. I appreciate it. I'm no good at streaming. When would I be streaming it? I would be streaming it probably from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Eastern Time, which is like 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, I need this game in my life, and I need it immediately. But thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.